everyone. Hello, PJ. Take the link. We baby, the only ones. Hello.
Hello.
We baby, the only ones here. Let me see. I sent it to. Yeah. Well, Doxy.
Hi, Rowdy.
Oh, hi, Rowdy.
Or whatever.
Rectum. Oh, there she is. You was in the wrong chat again.
We did it again.
Wonder why that keeps. How come you keep getting the wrong one?
I think she just likes going over to that one. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh, I think she meant the one that's I have for September 4th. I think is the one she keeps going to.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I don't think she would have mistaken the other one. What you guys doing? Besides being here.
Is Rowdy? I almost said Rowdy coming out. Is Doxy coming out?
Yeah, I dropped the link. Do you want to come in or up here, Doxy? We're probably gonna use your two as charts as a guinea pig for tonight.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hello, are you in? Let me see if I can.
Yep, she's in. Hi, Doxy.
Your volume.
Hi, PJ. How you going?
Oops. Now I gotta turn off my phone.
Am I talking loud?
No, you're not too bad.
Okay. I just don't have
Why,
my
have you got a new mic?
No, I don't have mine plugged in, so.
Well, it's actually louder than your videos. Like, it sounds louder.
Oh, okay.
Who is you?
But it's not.
Rowdy. Rowdy. She's like,
it doesn't.
You?
Oh, I need to look at the chat. I'm so rusty at this. Who is you twos? Your twos.
Who is your twos? PJ and Doxy? I'm not sure what she's talking about.
I don't know. I might have said something.
The chart.
Hey, Rowdy, how you going?
Is there a lot of lives going on right now?
I didn't even look.
I wouldn't know because I don't watch YouTube.
Yeah, I don't really check it too much. Not anymore, anyway.
Yeah, it's the safest thing. There's just so much, like, just rubbish.
Stupid stuff going on.
Yeah. What's new on YouTube?
Same stuff as it was 3 years ago. Just different case.
Yeah, exactly. I know, it's like we haven't moved on from somewhere else.
I don't think we ever will. As long as they're able to milk it for all it's worth.
God.
Yeah, it's really disgusting. It's like, but you can't help get sort of almost caught up in the herd, like with, you know how they herd people from one chat to another, and then the next person goes live, and then there's a bit of drama here, and it's like, I don't know, I can't help but have to watch it. Like, I don't know why, because I know it's all rubbish.
Well, that's how they, instead of going to some of those places that you can go and buy subs from, now what the bigger YouTube channels are doing is, instead of paying for those other places to buy subs, they're getting, if you join their group, then they help you get subs.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, they do. You know, that's why they're doing time slots, and we'll herd them from here to there, and then over to here, and then people get titchy because that was the content I was gonna do, and you know, like.
Well,
I
that's
don't
why
know.
you see all of a sudden you see people's live chats start booming. You get new people in their live chats, and then you start
Mm-hmm.
and then you start seeing the constant number. Hi, FarQ. You start
Hey,
seeing the
Far.
same numbers of people in their live chats. Each of them have the same number. So, like this morning, there was 3 of them going on that I saw, and each of them had roughly the same amount in their live chats. Hi, Stacy, mom. Oh, yeah, that
Hi,
would be tiring.
you. Hi, Stacey's mom.
So then you see, especially when you see a bunch of new people in chats, that's how you know that they're working with the other ones, and they're basically, like you said, herding their subs into each person's chat.
Yeah.
That's how they avoid YouTube picking up on them buying subs, because they're not actually buying subs. Well, I mean, they are, but not from a different company.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the way around.
Yeah, there's
YouTube.
definitely some really underhanded, shady stuff going on this platform. I covered the 3 and 4-year-old class today. I can say I'm happy my kids are older. Oh yeah, PJ.
Yeah.
Damn, they keep you on your feet, don't they? Wow.
Oh yeah, we have twins in the classroom, and they're awful. They're 3 years old, and they're awful.
They're
Just
awful.
Well, my younger sisters are twins, and in their class, and mind you, we come from a small town, only about 2,500 people in that town. And my sisters were born in January of '79, and they had 5 sets of twins in that class, in their kindergarten class. And none of them was in vitro or any of that. It was all natural.
So are your sisters Capricorns?
Yep. My younger sisters
Because I
are.
was born in
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm January 79.
Yep. My sister just younger than me, though. She's a Aries.
Yeah.
Her and my mom are Aries.
Yeah.
And then the twins are Capricorns.
Yeah.
And trust me, they're Capricorns. I mean, my sister Jamie's the older of the twins, and she's more her ascendant sign is Cancer, and she's more of a motherly Capricorn.
Yeah.
And then Carmen is the youngest, and she's a Leo ascendant sign, and let me tell you, she's definitely a Leo. She loves the attention.
That's crazy. So they're both twins, and they were probably born minutes apart, but yet they've got different ascendant signs.
Yep, your ascendant sign changes every 2 minutes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So do you really see a difference in them? Like,
oh yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing, huh?
It's funny too, because when they were growing up, like one of them would be like in a really bad mood or whatever, and the other one would be like bouncing off the wall happy. And then just as soon as you're like, okay, so Carmen's the one that's moody, Jamie's the one bouncing off the wall. As soon as you figured out which one was which, they'd change it up on you and they'd switch it. Not on purpose, it was just how they are. And it was like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Very, very athletic though. They had scholarships and they were gifted, and
lucky.
yeah.
I always wanted to have twins before I had that was my thing. If I was going to have babies, I wanted to have two at one go. And like after I had my son, I was like, that's it. I'm done. I'm so done. Like I couldn't go through the toddler phase again. Like, you know how PJ, you're talking about the 3 and 4-year-olds and stuff. Like, I could not do that again. I just don't
Me
have the
either.
energy for it.
Me either. I told my
Yeah.
kids they couldn't have kids because I just couldn't do the granny stuff anymore. Like, I just couldn't, unless they were older. Now I understand why my grandma was always like, bring them when they're older.
Yeah, well, my mum said to me when I had my son, and I was like, why don't you help me? Like, why don't you babysit her? And she's like, I've had my kids, I've done my time.
Well,
And I was like, well,
that's my mom
yeah.
too.
And I was like, gee, God, you're the real doting grandmother, aren't you? And then I see my dad's partner, her daughter's just had a baby, and she went out and bought an SUV and everything just for the grandchild, like, because she's obviously going to have it all the time. And I'm just like blown away.
Yeah, my mom's not the doting, loving grandma.
I don't know what type
neither
of
is my
grandma I'll
mom.
be.
I would be the doting, loving grandma, but it would be like, okay, take the baby home at night, take him home because I want my sleep.
Oh, yeah. I remember the one night my mum had my son when he was probably about 6 months or 8 months old, and we wanted to go out for dinner, and we're only around the corner. We weren't far away, and we get this call like halfway through dinner, and we get this call, and she's like, he won't stop screaming. He won't stop crying. And I'm just like, as you do, you freak out. So we cut dinner short. We go around there, and he had a full nappy. Like, of course, he's not going to sleep with a full nappy, Oh, well, you call them diapers, but yeah. It was just basic things, Could have just checked his diaper and he would have been fine.
Far Q, that is totally a Virgo thing to do. What you just wrote. That is totally
I tell my kids they can visit every second Sunday. I will open the windows between 9 to 9:10, drive past there, and I will wave. That's funny.
That is totally a Virgo thing. No, yes. I'm just worried about my kids having kids in this day and age. Like, it's just, I would be out of my mind worrying about how my kids were going to cope with the things that are going on in today's world. Like, how do you raise a toddler, babies now in this day?
And the cost of things. Like, could you imagine the cost of diapers and things like that now? Like, I was looking at baby wipes the other day. I thought I'll just grab some baby wipes. I couldn't believe the price of them was like doubled. I was just like, what?
Yeah, I remember going through all the dang diapers. Oh,
yeah. We went through boxes and, oh, man.
Boxes. And yeah, I get it. I had 3 toddlers at once and then an infant. So I get it. All at once.
Yeah. I don't know how you did it. I like, honestly, I have respect for mothers that have any more than one child. Even one child was hard for me. I was 32 though. I left it a little bit late, but
my kids are so close in age,
really,
except for my youngest. My youngest is like far apart from them, but not too far.
Yeah, I think if you do it while you're younger, I don't know. You seem to have the energy to keep up with them, but the older you get, the harder it is to find the energy to.
Yeah, I had my last one when I was 30.
I was 20, 27, 20, yeah.
I was 32.
And my kids, both my older kids say that my youngest is spoiled. I don't think Jeff's spoiled.
My 2 oldest say that my son and my youngest are spoiled. So I don't.
Yeah. My brother was the baby and he was the golden child. Like,
yeah, so is the twins. My sisters, the twins, were the golden child.
Oh, they can do no wrong. Like, the sun shines out of their butt.
Yep. Still do.
Yeah.
Well, I only have one son, so.
I know. It's like, how do I compete with that? I mean, you've got the sun shining out of your ass. I may as well just be the black sheep and carry on.
I
Yeah.
have 3 sons. Well, technically a daughter and 2 sons, but I always say I have 3 sons.
No.
It's
You
just
just you. I'm surprised. Like your daughter doesn't have issues, but
she
she's good.
doesn't. She's the best. She's a Scorpio, and she's just the best. Like nothing really
Well,
bothers
Scorpios
her.
phases them. Yeah. Yeah,
Nothing.
I had a
She
Scorpio friend, and she just used to fit in wherever and just go along with everything, and
I could
nothing
say the most
phased her.
outrageous
That's
things
so
to her,
weird.
and
Your daughter's a Scorpio and nothing bothers her. My daughter's a Scorpio and everything bothers her.
my daughter is just so laid back. Like I could say just the most outrageous things to her, and she just looks at me and I'm like, okay, all right, mom. And I mean, nothing phases her. Now, I mean, I wouldn't say nothing, but she's really laid back. Now, my
Do
oldest
you
son,
think?
everything affects
Do
him.
you think she's? Do you think she's like a bit of an old soul, like
Lauren,
is older than you in a way? Yeah.
no, in a weird sort of way, she takes after um Dillweed because Dillweed's my
Oh yeah.
ex-husband. Um, because like nothing, like how do I want to say it? Like he's a total Virgo. Like he's hypochondriac. He worries about stuff, but like the big things, like it doesn't. I don't know how to explain it. It's just he's not in reality. Like he's not down. Where I would be worried about, like how the car's not working and how are we going to get to work, and he'd just be like, yeah, I'll just call my dad and see if he'll give me a ride. Like I don't know how to explain it, but my daughter is laid back. My oldest son is definitely not laid back.
No,
Jeff,
he's highly strung.
Tim's highly strung, and Jeffrey is just Jeffrey. Jeffrey takes after me a lot.
Yeah. Well, trying to get my son out of bed to go to high school is like pulling teeth, and oh my, every morning. He's like, I'm tired. I just want to sleep. And I'm like, you went to bed at 8 o'clock? And you've had like 12 hours sleep almost, and you're still tired.
He's a Taurus.
I don't know. Growing. Yeah, Taurus. He loves his sleep. He loves his food. Loves his sleep.
Yeah, my son's a Taurus. He does the same thing. Well, he's out of school now, thank God. I don't have to go through that torture anymore, trying to wake him up.
Oh, it's hard work, right? Like,
Yeah, my kids hate it.
so I'm just like, every morning I'm like, oh, this is just like so painful. Like I dread having to wake him up. It's so
Yeah.
hard. I'm like, we've just got to lock down for the next like 3 years, I guess, so to get him through and get his high school diploma, and then he can go and do what he wants.
Okay?
But yeah. I think it's different with kids now too, because they're always on devices and stuff, and trying to get them, like, I don't know. Sometimes he's up too late, because he's gaming with Americans, and our time differences
Those
don't
dang
work.
Americans. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I said those dang Americans, and I was just kidding.
I know.
No, I think we are
I
an
know.
accident. I think
The time difference is so annoying
It is.
for us. For us, it is. Because like if I want to catch like the morning streams or anything, I have to be awake at like 3 or 4 in the morning to like actually, see the American morning streams or anything, like midday.
Oh, yep.
But anyway,
But most morning streams suck anyway, so I'm kidding.
yeah, I've started to find it's not worth waking up for, like, really. I just make a little playlist of like sleepy videos and then I just try and sleep. So what are we talking about today?
I was going to talk about Vertex. It's your destiny, or
Yeah.
it's not your destiny. It's like people that come into your life as destiny. So most of the people that has had the most impact on you is affected with your Vertex.
Okay.
But some people say, I've been reading some info online, and I haven't really been able to verify like how it actually works in people's charts, because a lot of people, when you meet somebody, you don't automatically remember the time that you meet them. You know, like, because not everybody you meet, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be affected by this person. I better jot down the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember sometime, not exact times, but the days and stuff, like the dates that I met significant people, but I've never really been able to like ask everybody else or anybody else actually. So I just thought we'd use some of your guys' charts and ask you guys questions. See if we can pinpoint.
How do you find the Vertex? Sorry.
Well, I do it through a computer program. It automatically sets it up for you in the computer, but it's usually okay, so you have the ascendant and descendant. So they usually take points in the descendant and the ascendant and calculate it together, but I've never done it, like hand calculated it.
Okay.
I just used the.
I've never heard of it.
Let me go over here for a minute.
Use good old apps.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, some of this stuff can get really, really, really complicated. Like
Oh, I bet. Imagine trying to do it, like, just, and like calculating it and all that. Like, it would just be really hard.
Back in the old
I never
days,
did well in this.
Yeah, back in the old days before computers, they were able to do it so accurately by hand.
Yeah.
That, like I said, that there's some that they can do it in 15-minute intervals of your whole life. What happened?
I know. It's crazy, huh? That's what Jem was telling us. I actually should have messaged Jem to tell her that we're going live, but she met like years ago. I met an astrologer that was doing it all by hand.
Oh, yep. I met one that
was
way.
Really,
yep.
Really accurate. Like, and she said she started even learning a little bit of it too.
Oops, that's the wrong one. Let me. I'm just trying to get the screen up here. Now like I said the other day, I was reading, and some of them were saying that the Vertex only is activated by a current transit, and then it's only it usually only affects like if somebody in your inner circle around you has died or been born. But I don't believe that one for a minute. I have never had anybody tell me that, so I don't know where exactly that came from, but I was like, now I'm not saying it couldn't. I'm just saying I've never. That's why I want to practice and see what you guys.
I'd say there'd be only like one or two people that would have a significant, like, major impact on your life. Like, there's not that you would you would turn around, you would look back 10 years later and go, yes, that person like made me, go down that path or
I
change
don't
your
know that
life
it's
significantly.
significant as in like
Life
oh
changing.
my God, if I hadn't met you, like, or because how do you, unless you know your astrology from the get go, how do you know if it's changed or not? Like, how do you know if
Yeah.
your destiny was changed?
Yeah.
So I think in this scenario, I think what they're talking about is like like relationships or people like gurus or somebody that's come in and like, because they say it's not something that you have control of. So the vertex is things that other people control. It's out of your hands, and your ascendant sign is more things that you can control. So like your ascendant is what people see of you. So like if you walked up to somebody at a party or whatever, that's your ascendant. What they see, if your ascendant's a Cancer, they see that Cancer in you. A vertex is more of they come into your life instead of you going to them type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So let's try you, Doxy. Let's see what you're
I'm
up
the
to,
guinea
Doxy.
pig.
Okay, so your vertex is Capricorn at 14 degrees. So you have a Taurus Capricorn, which is pretty ironic because your son's a Taurus and your mother. But your vertex is right conjunct the sun, which is men, and Mercury, which is children. So in this aspect,
My ascendant's Taurus as well, so.
see, you have the sun and that is a stepfather too. So right in between a stepfather is your. So see, I know from talking to you, your dad has impacted you when he came into
Yeah.
your life. I know
Mm-hmm.
Paul did because then with Paul you had Stan.
Yeah. And that was funny because that's what I was just about to say. Like, before you even brought that up, I was about to say, he would have been, those are the two people that have had a significant impact on my life, apart from my mother. But, like, if I hadn't met Paul and had my son, like, my life would have taken a whole different direction.
Yeah, and it's in your 8th house, and 8th house is pregnancy, 8th house is adoption. So this is
Yeah.
all with your dad and with Stan.
Yeah.
That's pretty accurate then. And
And
you
Stan's
got
did.
Mars in there, and Mars is all about
No.
the yelling and the
Conflict.
arguments and the uproars and the
Yeah. See, my dad doesn't argue. He refuses to, but he just goes quiet. And he'll just cut you off, like you're dead to him. That's it,
and that's Saturn. Saturn is the cut you off, and that's in your 4th house of
Yeah.
home. So that fits exactly what your dad does. He isolates you at
And
your
that can
house.
be harder sometimes, like when you can't get and you can't like talk to someone or hash it out, or someone that refuses to,
Somebody who
talk about
you
things.
without talking about it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
you feel confused.
exactly. Somebody who refuses to. Yeah, my stepdad, he would go silent. He'd give you the silent treatment, and that used to upset us a lot because that was one thing, we just really did not want to upset my stepdad. Now, my stepdad, he never raised his voice. He was never an angry person or anything like that. But when he did get angry, if he was upset, he never raised his voice or anything, but he just wouldn't talk to you. And it was really, especially as a kid, it was like it's hard to understand why they won't talk to you, especially when, like, my mom, that's all she does is she argues. She loves to raise her voice. So then when my stepdad wasn't
Yeah.
talking and stuff, it'd be like, oh no, like, that was really hard. And even now, when somebody goes silent, even if it's just for a little bit, it really makes me nervous. It's like, oh no, why are they not
Yeah,
talking?
and I don't think you achieve anything by not,
Mhm.
by, I don't know, like, just not talking about what the problem is. Like, you can't fix anything. You can't,
I think it's
you
a
know?
control thing too. I think it's all about control. If they cut you off, they control
Yeah,
what the narrative, what everything that happens after that. When they cut you off,
yeah,
they're in control.
yeah, totally. It's
And
like dealing with a narcissist.
Mhm.
If you cut off their supply, like, they don't know what to do. Like, because they're always in control. So it's if you reverse it, it's like, yeah,
but it doesn't help anything because in the end, you still have karma. You still have that, like, unfinished business. And for me, like, especially in this lifetime, I want I don't want the bad karma. Like, the bad karma from my past
yeah,
life, I want it to
mm.
end in this life. So, like, when somebody's not talking to me or cuts me off or whatever, it's like, okay, we don't have to, be friends or anything like that, but let's just end, like, say our whatevers and then end it. Just don't cut me off.
Yeah, leave it on a good note. Well, like, try and say, well, okay, well, let's just agree to disagree, and but
Yeah.
yeah, when someone refuses to even discuss it or tell you what the actual problem is, like, that's the problem I have with my father. Like, he won't even tell me what the problem is. I'm always guessing. I'm always like, well, is it this? Is it that? Is it what? And then I'll
Yeah.
do things to try and prove to him that I'm making changes, or I'm trying to be better, or I'm trying to give up this or give up that, or do this or do that. And it doesn't seem to make any difference. Like, he's just like, oh yeah, whatever. Like, like, I gave
Yeah.
up smoking maybe, like, a year ago or whatever. And then I'll see him 6 months later, and he would have forgotten that I told him that I'd done that, or, and it's like, I'm
Yeah.
doing all these things, like, I don't know. I don't know. It'd just be nice to be acknowledged for some of the things you're just trying
Yeah.
to better yourself. But
Yeah. Or, like, my stepdad was really bad about, because he was a teacher and he was in a coach. So he'd be really bad about coming home and bragging about how smart one of the kids in his class was or how talented one of them was in sports. And it just made me and my sisters, well, not the twins so much, but me and my younger sister, just made us feel like, like we were always being compared to smarter and more talented. And
oh yeah, well, my dad was a teacher as well, and he, even now with his, like, his managers and that he has in his for his business, like, though, he'd be closer to people he works with than his own children, like,
yeah, yeah,
and
yep,
they impress him more because they're working their ass off for him, I guess. I don't know, but I've done lots of things. I've worked for free for him. I've done, things to try and help it. It doesn't seem to give me any credits, so like, I don't know.
yeah. That's big takeaway on a lot of that stuff is, like, I don't think people understand just how much um like, when you're trying to impress, well, not impress, but how do I want to put that?
You're trying to prove that you're trying to change, or you're trying to um
Well, just to be validated in somebody else's um world, I guess you would say. It's like,
Yeah.
because my stepdad, everybody, it almost seemed like everybody else impressed him. Like I never ever
Yeah.
heard my dad brag about me and my younger sister. Never. I never heard him
Yeah.
brag in
It's
anything
the
we did
same as my dad. Yeah.
ever.
It's quite
And,
hurtful, really, because
Mhm.
you think out of all the
Yep.
people that should give you some validation, it should be your parents, should be lifting you up and giving you that praise, or just that motivation, or pushing you along, or giving you advice. That's the role of a parent, isn't it? Like to try and give your child advice to steer them on the right course so their life goes in a good direction.
Yeah. Yep. You would think.
And yeah, and I think even when your child is 40, I still don't think, you can just check out. Like, I think your parents they've got a lot of knowledge, and they can always help, like steer you in a direction or give you advice, even when you're not a child anymore. Like, you're still their child, but I don't know.
So the ruler of your vertex, Doxy, is Saturn, which is in your fourth
Oh
house of
yeah,
home. And again, your dad has always basically kept you isolated in your own home.
yeah,
And I don't mean that like in a slavery type thing, but just the fact that like he and it's in the sign of Virgo. Imagine that. And you do rent your home from your dad.
yeah.
And Virgo is all about renting a home. It rules your fourth house, so that's renting a home. And it's from your dad. So
And the
like
and the only options he's given me are like, he won't give me any say in anything. Like, everything has to be the way. Like, if he chooses a house, he won't give me an option. Like, it's like, this is the house I've found, and that's it. Like, I
yep,
don't know. Like,
yep. And it's really weird too because even with Stan now, like the older he gets, like even when he moves out and stuff, you're always going to have to be tied to Stan for a house. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Well, yeah.
So to me, that's
I think
weird. I
I'll
mean,
probably end up living in Stan's house when I
that's
get
what I mean.
older.
That's what I mean. Like Stan for
Yeah.
whatever reason will be in control again. Saturn in control of your your house.
Yeah.
So to see it went
Well, he's
from
already in here. He's already got like inheritance from the trust. Like, as soon as he turns a certain age, like he's pretty much already got his own house. I
so then
said
your
to him, "You're richer than me."
so your anti-vertex is exact opposite, which would be Cancer 14 degrees, and that's in your second house. So when you're see, how does the anti-vertex? Now they're saying you use that more as your, and it goes to moon in the second house. Okay, so the second house in yours is ruled by Cancer, and technically, when you're supposed to be the owner of your house through renting your house through your dad, right?
Yeah.
Because your dad, that's how it was set up, that you were supposed to own it. You pay rent through your
Yeah,
dad, but eventually you own it.
he's kept me guessing. Yeah, he's kept me guessing with all that. Like, I don't know anything. Like, I just pay my rent. I just pay my rent, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
so
know
then,
what.
and Paul was kind of the same way, though, right? Like it was
Paul
your house,
inherited
but it was your house,
uh,
right?
when I was living with Paul.
Yeah.
No, it was his house. He inherited one from his dad when he died. He inherited it.
Oh, so basically you were stuck in his house too.
Yeah. So I was living, yeah.
And when you lived at your mom's house, you were stuck in your mom's house.
Yeah.
So see everything. So and Cancer rules your mom. It rules your house. It rules your family.
Yeah.
Okay, FARQ. So the moon, the ruler of Cancer is your moon in Leo. And again, Leo's your father, men in general, your son. Jesus. The whole it's everything combined, it's all a continuous circle for you.
I know. That's why
So
I'm just like, no.
so basically, how did you meet Paul again?
On a dating site, but I'd known him since high school, so I already knew, I'd already met, like, I already knew him. He used to date one of my friends in high school.
So you met him in high school. Well, Saturn is to go back to. So did you didn't date him before you met him on that site, right, though?
No.
You met him on a dating site. So
I
that would
had
be
met him in between school and when I started dating him. I did run into him like one or two times in that time, but just through friends, like just mutual friends.
well, Saturn does represent like to repeat. So you did run into him several times before you actually start dating him.
Yeah.
And Saturn in your chart is conjunct your true node. So sorry to say, but it was your destiny to meet Paul. It wasn't a oops.
Yeah. I know. I kind of, yeah. I look back and I think, God, if I hadn't, just hadn't, but I would never change having my son. So,
Oh no.
you can't sort of wish that never happened, but.
So I wonder, like, have you ever, besides your dad, did you ever meet older people, like, um, like as a,
Date
because
older
you
people?
not necessarily date, but just somebody that you like took a liking to, or you felt like they could have changed your life in some way?
Yeah, my grandfather.
Yeah, see, Saturn rules grandfathers, and it's in your fourth house. It's a sign of Virgo. So,
And that was
yeah,
my dad's father, and he's actually no blood relation because I was adopted by my father. But he was a big, I don't know. I guess you don't realize how much of a how significant they were until they're gone. But
right.
then you look back and realize how special they were.
Now, was he a businessman?
Well, he was an everything man. He was a worker, and he was in the war, and then he was a school teacher, and then he went on to be the Grand Master of the Masons,
Yeah, because see,
Masonic Lodge.
Mercury conjunct Sun is usually a school teacher,
Yeah.
and your vertex is right in between, just like your dad was a school teacher. So this
Yeah.
is this is almost a generational thing here for you. And that would explain the Capricorn, because Capricorn's about generation. So this is like faded generational stuff here. And the 8th house is adoption too. So through adoption, and Paul was adopted.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? How these charts are so accurate.
I know. And like for you to say, oh, it's in Capricorn and then Taurus and then on Saturn, and I'm like, oh, that's just so typical, because that's like, it's the bane of my life is Capricorn and Saturn.
Sorry.
Are you eating ice cream, PJ? You already had ice cream.
Huh?
PJ, are you?
Are you eating ice cream?
No,
you already had it.
I already ate ice cream. I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I'm focusing.
We'll see.
Oh, you're gonna be next.
Quiz.
Right.
Hi, Max.
Hi, Max.
When we return, Doxy's Wild Tales from the Past. Oh, God. Max, the story of my life is tragic, really. It's pretty tragic.
I think my chart's a little more wild than Doxy's.
Yeah. We know you're a wild one, PJ.
I try.
Honestly, my son's more mature than me.
Yeah.
How you doing, Max? Has he been listening in the background there? You been listening?
Probably.
Sorry, my son keeps interrupting me.
You're right.
Yeah. Oh, Doxy's got some wild tales.
From days gone past. From days past.
Just got home.
Oh, you just got home?
So, PJ, let's go hound PJ and see what she's got. PJ.
Being quiet.
Take it away.
All about ice cream.
Huh?
I said yours is probably all about ice cream.
Yep.
Look. I just saw it too. Where'd it go? That is the weirdest thing. Oh, this yod that's going on right now has really, 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 really messed with me.
Yeah, it has with me too. And probably Mercury.
Oh, yeah. The yod's with Mercury in there. So it makes it worse.
Yeah.
Oh, Max.
You're in the mountains? What were you doing in the mountains, Max?
I live near the mountains, sort of.
Max, what do you do in the mountains?
Right.
Let's see.
He searches for gold, for that lost gold.
I was just telling him I was gold panned.
I was just watching a thing about, like, you know how in Death Valley, like, there's always all these stories of like the lost gold, and then they can never find it again. Like they'll find it once, and then they search for the rest of their lives, and they can never find that gold stash again. And it's like, were you delusional? Did you just have a dream? Like, was there really gold there? Because you spent like 30 years of your life trying to find it again, and you never found it.
Okay, now we gotta go over there. I don't know why this.
Oh, there's Rodney.
Here. Let's see.
Your rent. Oh,
Oh yes, everybody needs a break. Definitely needs a break from the world.
Rented a
was
cabin, a break from the urban world. Nice.
I was thinking I was going to need a big break today. Oh my gosh, that yod was just really screwing with my mind.
How did it make you feel?
Really, really bad. Like, how do I want to, like, just really, really anxious. Like, I'm supposed to be doing something, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what. Like,
What direction?
like, I think I told you guys this before when I do these charts. Like, I know, or I have this feeling like somebody wants to know something. Like, I'm supposed to read a chart for somebody. And so, like,
Mm-hmm.
today, all day, I'm like, so, like, it just kept going on and on and on and on all day. Like, you're supposed to read this chart. You're supposed to read this chart. You're supposed to let somebody know something. And it's like, but you don't know who. You don't know who you're supposed to read for. You don't know why you're supposed to read for them. And it's just like, I don't know. I just had to, I had to keep telling myself, calm down, calm down. Just,
Maybe it was me today.
maybe it was. No, this, I feel like it's
Max is
somebody,
asking what a yod is. What's a yod?
a yod.
Doxy, it's gone. Yeah. He asked what a
Oh,
yod is. A yod.
okay. So a yod is, you got a focal point, a focal planet. And like right now, everybody's going through what they call a transit yod. And so the yod is the focal point, the focal planet right now is Mercury. And Mercury is retrograding and it's at 0 degrees of Virgo. And Virgo is all nervousness. Mercury rules Virgo. So everything to do with the internet, communications, everything like that, traveling. Um, and then it's 150 degrees from another planet, which is called an inconjunction. And an inconjunction is it doesn't get along with that planet that it inconjuncts. So Mercury is inconjuncting Pluto right now. Pluto is at 0 degrees Aquarius. So everything that represents Pluto and Aquarius is not getting along with Mercury. So Pluto is like death, research, everything underground, mafia, criminal activities, um, pregnancies, sex. It's all, and it's in Aquarius, and Aquarius rules like social media, friendships, social groups, retirement, that kind of stuff. So all of that is not getting along with the Mercury, and it's causing tension. It's causing anxiety, um, nervousness, sleepless nights. But then it's also in conjunct again another planet, the Mercury is, and that's Neptune. And Neptune's at 29 degrees of Pisces. And Neptune rules Pisces, and everything Pisces is hidden or it's unknown to you. It's secrets. It's hidden enemies. It's deceit. It's rose-colored glasses. It's lies. It's so all of that is in conjunct the Mercury retrograding, and Mercury retrograding is causing all these problems too. So then you got to find where it's transiting in your natal chart and find out what areas, what houses it's affecting. So like mine, the Mercury is affecting my 7th house of partnerships. Pluto's affecting my 12th house of secrets, and Neptune's affecting my 1st house. And so
It all kind of makes sense.
yeah, so I'm like, oh my god, who has a wild story? Oh, I have lots of wild stories. But oh,
Yeah,
PJ.
Sway's the one with all the wild stories. She's wild.
PJ. So your Vertex PJ is at 2 degrees of Taurus in your 7th house. So again, it is about ice cream.
Well, my son's a Taurus too.
Food. It's food.
But my
Yeah.
son's a Taurus too. Doesn't have to be
Okay.
food.
So yours is in your 7th house of partnerships. And it's not conjunct any planets. So the ruler of yours is Venus, and it's in your your 2nd house, again, food. So a lot of the people that you think are significant or has come into your life that you did not control, do you think you were in a situation where like you were eating or at a restaurant or
Didn't we have this conversation?
I think we did, now that I'm thinking on it. Yeah, you said you were eating, right, at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, you were at a bar.
Yeah.
Okay, so Taurus.
I'm like, I feel like we had this conversation.
Sometimes
I thought I was having
we've
one of
just
those
got to
deja
like
vu
go.
moments again.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so your Venus is conjunct Uranus, and Uranus is the ruler of your 5th house of bar. So,
What?
and you're usually around other women or with another woman when you meet these people.
Yes. Do you remember this conversation now?
Yes, I remember. Yes. So so Uranus is also friends. So you're with friends when you meet these people? Yes.
Yeah.
And then do they end up just being like dating, or are they friends first and then date because it's ruled by Aquarius?
Friends first, usually. I usually don't put like a commitment thing on people I date.
Well, yeah, that explains the Uranus.
Because I don't
Aquarius Aquarius is all about freedom without commitment. So friends with benefits.
but I don't date any, I don't be with any, I don't know, it's a weird thing. Like I don't date anybody else. Like it's a commitment,
Right.
but it's not a commitment. It's
Okay, so okay. Yeah. So you don't date others, but you don't commit to whoever you're on again, off again seeing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're loyal, but you're not.
I'm loyal, but I'm not committed.
I'm totally opposite.
Oh my god, I sound so weird.
Well, that's what Aquarius is. Aquarius is all about weird. It's about being out there. It's about freedom. Aquariuses are like they're friends to everybody. Like,
yeah, they are.
and if you have Aquarius on your descendant sign, it's usually somebody that they call you friends instead of like partner. Like, how do I want to say it? They call you friend instead of like a girlfriend, boyfriend stuff. They usually refer you as a friend. What's the topic? What topic do you want, Max?
Doctor, what topic? Oh. He's gonna tell us a
the
story.
people that affect my life when I'm at these restaurant bar places with these people I hang out with that I don't commit to.
But I mean, so like, how do I? Okay, so your kid's dad. Let's just pick one of. I mean, whoever. So did you meet them at a bar?
Yeah, well, one of them, yeah. I only have 2 fathers of my children, just to let everybody know.
Oh, okay.
And I have
Well,
4 children, so I have 3 with one and 1 with another.
I didn't mean anything by that.
Just to clear that subject out there.
All right. Well, yes, because
So the last one I met at a bar.
Okay, so you did meet him at a bar. All right.
Yes.
And that would make sense because, of course, your vertex sits in your 7th house. So they normally, most of them would either become some kind of a partner or, okay, so after you, if you break up with this person, do you become enemies?
I don't usually become their friend.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those as long as we're together, we're fine, but as soon as we're apart, you're my enemy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And that makes perfect sense because it's in your 7th house.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
then
the type of person to be friends with somebody that I've dated or whatever.
yeah. And then so with it being in Taurus, so do you normally get money after the split up from them?
No. I mean, if
Like
we had
child
kids together, I get child support.
Child support. I didn't mean it any other way.
I'm like, what is she referring
I don't even
to?
get that.
I mean, court mandated, but like, if they work, one's deceased, so I get
Yeah, if
death
they work.
benefits. I get death benefits from my daughter's father. He's no longer alive.
Mm.
So that's
Max,
money.
do you want a story? Are you going to tell us a story?
Who?
Max.
Oh, Max.
I don't know anything about Max. Obviously, Max has been around for a little bit. That
I know about Max.
I
a
only met
little.
Max last week.
Yeah, no, Max is. You've been around, haven't you?
No, I haven't
Okay.
met Max before.
You never have?
No.
Hey,
Oh, last week.
Max, do you remember when you started coming into kill shots? He probably doesn't.
No.
What direction? Okay, what story do we want to hear, guys? Oh, I know.
Well, that's why I asked him what his interests are.
Tell us about the year of your high school graduation, Max.
Oh, we need to find.
Oh, you were listening in? Oh, well, I know he came in to kill shots. That's how I know of Max.
Yeah. I don't know if I was there then. Were you in the bushes?
Yeah,
Max?
he says he was listening to kill shots. Okay, so PJ.
Yeah.
So you meet them at the bar.
Huh?
While you're drinking. You meet them at the bar while you're having drinks and you're eating. And they become your friends. And then they become your friends with benefits without commitment. And then when you break up, you become enemies.
Correct.
All right.
Well, I wouldn't say enemies, but
Your Wi-Fi's bouncing in and out.
not friends.
I hate when you bounce in and out. That was a joke, guys.
I swear.
Okay. Anybody else want a chart reading? Okay. Nobody else. I'll do mine. You want to do? You want to
Mine's
hear
not
mine?
exciting enough for her.
No, I'm just trying to think. Like, so if Vertex is telling you this is a fated thing, so it has to be something that is karmic. So when people come into your life like that, and it's a karmic thing, it means that you're carrying over something that has to be finished. So when you meet these people, do you ever, at the time you meet them, or if you remember it, do you ever feel like, oh my gosh, like I know you from somewhere? Or Doxy probably wouldn't remember that about her dad, though.
No.
What about when you met Paul?
I don't think so. I mean, I have met people while I'm out that I feel like I've known them from somewhere, but not that I've had
Paul was
relations
definitely
with.
karmic.
Well, and see, that's what some people say, that through the Vertex, if you meet somebody through the Vertex, that you don't notice right away that they were going to be somehow profound in your life. It's afterwards, or it's like somewhere in the middle. Like all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's why. I definitely have felt that ever so often.
Yeah.
But
are you talking about you figure out why someone has come into your life?
I don't know if you figure it out as so much as like an epiphany. Like, oh, I don't know how to explain.
Like a karmic lesson, kind of.
Yeah, like
Like if they're a lesson?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten that. Like I learned my lesson, like knowing that people that are a lesson to me plenty of times in my life.
Yeah, that's why I'm single.
Yeah, that's why
I've
I'm
learned all my
single.
lessons.
Yay.
I'm always single, so
Yeah. Going to a farmhouse to play cards.
I can be single when I'm not single.
Oh, yikes. Cop breakup. Uh-oh.
Oh, what are we talking about today?
I told
Were
him
you illegal gambling, Max?
strip poker. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
but I
It's one
feel
thing
like
I've
people
never
come
done
into
is
their
fish.
life all the time for a reason, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, most people do.
Yeah.
I can, like, it's just the weirdest thing with me, because I can pick out somebody and just instantly know, like, like that's the one I'm supposed to talk to, or that's the one that. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I know who I'm not supposed to talk to.
Yeah.
I get that feeling, usually. Unless I'm like
Let's see.
just being dumb.
I just seem to attract scumbags, so like I'm just like just decided that yeah, I'm just not gonna meet anyone else because I've had
Yeah.
enough lessons in my life. I don't need any more.
I think before, when I was very vulnerable, I didn't know, but now I listen to my
Yeah.
intuition.
Okay, I have a
Oh
question
hell
for.
yeah.
Oh wait! I gotta wait till Max finishes his story, and then I'll ask you guys a question. Just remind me to ask.
Cops break up the gathering. Max gets arrested.
You only could write 100 characters at a time, Max. Or is it 200?
Okay, the farmhouse was a weekend retreat for a classmate's family. it got trashed by the 5th week as kids were bringing beer and making it a mess.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we had some crazy high school parties.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Kids just get out. They go crazy when there's no parental control. They seem to really get off the chain.
I feel like I think I know the next one. What year did you have this party, Max?
No R-rated comments.
Shame on you guys.
So,
Oh, wait,
yeah,
did
what
I-
year was this party, man?
Did I say one? I'm sorry, Max, if I said one.
Oh, you said, were you strip poker?
Yeah, I said strip.
I don't even know how to play poker.
We used to play gin rummy all the time in high school. Well, summer after I graduated, a bunch of friends, and we'd go and play gin rummy. Never for
I'm
money
crap
or
at
anything.
blackjack.
I think this was like in the 80s or something.
It must have been.
Yeah. Because he would have like got arrested in the 90s too.
Yeah. The 80s, they used to let you get away with so much. Like, the
Right.
cop would, like, follow you
Yeah,
home, like, when you were drink driving.
Yep,
He would party with you.
yep. He'd party with us.
Yeah. There were drag races on the country road, cops not amused.
Still, they're not arresting anybody.
Right.
Yeah, did they arrest anyone?
Still think it's the
We used to
80s.
do all that stuff when we were kids. Well, kids, teenagers.
No arrests.
Yep.
No arrests.
He's-
No, cops was so soft back then. They used to just
70s. It would be either the late 70s or 80s.
Yeah, because they changed. You had your local cops that were like, they were like, oh, that's just going to be a whole lot of paperwork. I'll just follow you home.
What?
That area.
That area. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's 80s, 70s.
I'd say early 80s, mid 80s. I'm guessing.
There is now a subdivision.
Is this in Wisconsin? Max?
You know how I went to Michigan in March?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that when I was in Chicago that I was right there in Milwaukee is only like an hour and a half away.
Ah. I didn't know Milwaukee was that close to Chicago.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't know why I didn't.
It's amazing until you actually travel and you take notice of where, like, your surrounding.
Was this in the 80s, Max?
Grafton, Wisconsin.
Stay on topic,
Milwaukee
guys.
is 90 miles north of Chicago.
Yep. I just realized that today when I was like, what? I was just in Chicago.
All the way.
Did
from
you just
Quebec?
stop over in Chicago, like transfer or something? Oh no,
No,
you drove.
I was on the outskirts. I drove on the outskirts of Chicago to get to where I was going in Michigan.
Oh yeah. Did you get to see any like scenic? You see any good scenic sights?
Yeah. We went to Lake Michigan. Oh, it was nice there.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold, but it
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah.
You
I
guys see
watch quite a lot of stuff on the
salt?
Great Lakes, like all the shipwrecks. There's so many shipwrecks on the Great Lakes. Crazy.
Oh yeah. Super wealthy. Yeah, and then they went to where I was in Michigan and had summer homes on the lake. A lot of summer homes on the lake in Michigan.
Chicago.
What's really weird is so my mom's dad
Which would be your grandfather.
yeah, my grandfather, his father, thanks, PJ, his father,
Your
my
great grandfather.
my great grandfather homesteaded out in eastern Colorado, and they came from Chicago. And they had a summer home in Wisconsin and a summer home in Hammond, Indiana.
Loaded.
Yeah, a lot of them are from Michigan too, or over in Michigan, renting. I learned that on my trip.
50% of the Wisconsin Lake cottages are owned by Illinois residents. Yeah. Oh. All the rich kids at Marquette were from Chicago. Marquette.
Yeah,
Is that a college?
yeah, it's a college. Hi, Brittany C.
Hey, Brittany. How you going?
We were just talking about wild people, and you showed up. Just kidding.
Oh, man, sorry. I'm so the worst sleep last night.
I think my
Here
dad's
comes
an
trouble.
Aries.
All poor kids at Luther were from Chicago.
20.
Oh, my great grandfather, they owned horses. They raised race horses and had a blacksmith shop.
Oh, that's why I get along with Aries. My dad's an Aries.
Oh,
I just figured that out.
Really, PJ? Really?
isn't
I
Ruben
always
the
get his
ones
birthday
with
wrong.
sauerkraut?
Huh?
Isn't Reuben sandwiches with sauerkraut and corned beef?
I wouldn't know.
I love sauerkraut.
I do too. I love Reuben sandwiches.
But you don't even know
And I
what
love
it's from.
bratwurst sausages.
Yeah, but I've had Reubens made different ways. Like, yeah, they're the ones with corned beef and cabbage or coleslaw. And they have like the Thousand Island dressing on it. On rye bread. I love rye bread. Oh my goodness.
Corned beef sauerkraut cheese on rye. Ooh, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
It is delicious.
I'm cooking a Thai curry for tea. A green
Ooh,
Thai curry. Yeah.
had Indian food a while back. Really good. It was masala, chicken masala.
So, oh yeah, I love tikka masala. Yum.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm German.
I cook that like once a week almost.
Well, my mom's side's German, French German, well, German French, whatever you want to say. I don't know what my dad's side is because he was adopted. Well, I know his mom's side, and they were Scottish. They come from the Stuart line.
Yeah.
The King Stuart line.
The Stuarts from Scotland, you know.
Finland.
Hey?
Finland.
Finland. What?
Oh, I watched a lady, and her husband's from Finland, and they make this dessert with almond paste. Oh, I can't remember how she pronounces it though. Yes, that's right. German, lives in Tibet, and I make buttered sculptures from the Amish.
I was just trying to make it clear to everybody.
Yes,
You know when
I
the
live.
buggies are rocking, Sway's making butter.
Did you guys see that short I made where the Amish buggy was a rocking?
Oh yeah, I think so.
How's your
Sway,
sushi making skills?
I love sushi.
ew.
You can never make it yourself the same as like, you know,
No.
the Japanese. So, like,
I don't know, but Max had me craving that sea bass the other day. I was like, I want sea bass now.
I want anything. That sandwich sounds really good with the corned beef and
Oh, it is.
sauerkraut. I'm like, that started honestly
My
making my
mom,
stomach rumble.
my mom makes the best corned beef.
Oh, my mum always used to cook it, and I'll be like, oh, corned beef, and now it's like, oh, corned beef.
Finland.
It's what you put in the water when you cook it, the pickling liquid.
She's from Minnesota, so she's probably
Don't you
I got
know?
bored of corned beef.
she's probably Canadian.
Who's from Minnesota?
Reckham.
Rowdy.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, she is German.
Rowdy
My kids
German.
are German. Reubens are yummy. Oh, they sound yummy, Brittany. Okay,
Yeah,
so who's German? I'm lost. I've lost track of what we're talking about here.
Okay, so Max
kids
is
are
from
German.
Finnish. Reckham is German. I'm German. German, Scottish.
I'm Scottish.
PJ is Portuguese.
Irish. A little bit of Irish.
Yeah, Irish, Portuguese. Yeah, I got Irish in me too. That's where I get my red hair and my temperament. Well, I don't know because Scottish people are kind of temperamental. My great grandpa was very temperamental.
My mom's side is Irish, but my dad's side is Portuguese, but I look Portuguese.
I had the auburn copper hair, the red, like my great grandma. And I have freckles. Lots of freckles.
Freckles? Really?
Freckles? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got lots of
I
freckles.
think I had freckles when I was a kid too. Oh, so did
Oh.
Stan. Like, if you got sunburnt,
Oh, I'm like um albino until I get in the sun, then I get burnt, and
Yeah, same.
I got
Pretty
freckles
much.
all over. Yep. When I was a kid, I had earaches real bad, so I had to go to the ENT a lot. And his name was Dr. Reynolds, and he would always call me Freckles. And his wife had lots and lots of freckles, and she had really long hair. And so he would always tell my mom he was going to adopt me because I looked more like her kid, that like his wife's kid, than my mom. It was funny. I guess you just had to be there.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't like going and seeing him because he'd clean my ears and it hurt so freaking bad.
Oh, yeah. My son has really bad ear problems.
Max, tell us another story. Let's see. So, I don't think I've ever. Oh, my grandma's neighbor was from Chicago, and they were from shoot, I don't know if Alice was from Scandinavia or if she was from. I don't know, but she made the best shortbread jelly cookies.
Shortbread.
Yeah, they were shortbread cookies with jelly on top, and then she'd bake them. Delicious.
They're like thumbprint cookies, kind of.
Yeah. They were like those. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a headache?
Yeah, mine came on after.
Somebody said there's a pressure point in your thumb, that if you push it right in between your Irish, Scottish, Mexican. Oh. Yeah, Minnesota.
I'm sure I've got more than just Scottish in me. I've definitely got some English and
Oh
probably
yeah,
Irish.
English, Irish, Wells. I know I have some Wells in me.
Everyone
Everyone
said my grandfather looked Japanese, like someone jumped the fence or the milkman or whatever. So like, I might even have a little bit of Japanese in me. Like, but my grandfather did look Japanese. My mum's father, like, definitely.
Definitely.
All of us with attention deficit. Yeah, I know, Rowdy. It's a bit like that. We're all over the place today, aren't we?
Especially right now, because everything is all bloop, bloop.
Yeah, the stars are all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
The planets. I mean, planets. We started off this morning overcast, so the pressure from
my fibromyalgia was acting up today too, because it was raining here.
Brittany, we started off at 0.8 degrees this morning, and it was foggy, and it was cold.
0.8 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I don't.
Probably about 30 or something. I don't know. But it was cold. Like, it was, it was frost. Like, it was, freezing. Pretty much freezing.
It rained here most of the day, and my fibromyalgia was really acting up.
You feeling better, Brittany?
Sounds like you need some. You might have migraines. A lot of times, when people have use Excedrin, it's because it's a migraine.
What is Excedrin? I've never even heard of it.
It's It's pain medicine with caffeine in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they say that helps kick in the pain medicine a bit faster, huh?
Yeah, they
Like
use.
if I have a headache, I'll always take like my medication with coffee. I'm just glad it never
Yeah.
went full blown migraine. Oh, full blown migraine when you get the nausea is the
Yep.
worst.
It's awful.
I've only had a couple of those in my life, and when you actually like gives you nausea, it's not good. Matt Smack saying Breckenway will be in Door County in 11 days, near Green Bay. Door County. Door County. I've never heard of Door County.
It's in Wisconsin.
Are we still talking about Wisconsin and nationalities?
Yeah.
We're all over the place.
I didn't notice my son was home and he started talking to me, and I was like, "Oh, shoot!" I forgot.
What was it? I've got to go and pick my son up from school soon.
They take bus trips to Door County. Oh, yeah. When I went to go visit my aunts in Faribault, they were talking about that they take lots of bus trips around. They probably gave you 800 milligrams of ibuprofen.
Yeah. The other slow release ones, I've got those too. I get them from the doctor as well, and I don't think they're that great. We drive over. We are going to rent electric bikes. Woohoo! That sounds fun.
Those electric bikes can go pretty fast.
Yeah. My mum and dad have got one.
You almost have to wear a full padded, the helmet, the hat, the elbows, everything if you want to.
How this guy, I was taking my son to school this morning. This guy was on one of those electric scooters and he was flying down the middle of the road. Like, he was like, and I was like, you need a helmet or something, like they're faster than like your old 50cc scooter, like,
Yep, they're fast. They can.
He was, yeah. I was like, how? Maybe I should just get Stan one to go to school on. Then I don't have to get up every morning.
When I was 12, my aunt let us ride a 3-wheeler, but her rule was that she had to be on there with us. Well, she not only put me and herself on the 3-wheeler, but it was was the 3-wheeler? Yeah, the 3-wheeler at the time. It was her and my 2 cousins, me, and she wanted me to drive that thing, and I couldn't, and I'd never driven it before, and I hit that little button, and the bike was too heavy. Like, there was way too many people on it, first off. Second of all,
did everyone go flying off?
Well, she never should have let me drive it, first off. But we nailed a utility pole at my uncle's farm, and I lost half the feeling. I still don't have. I can't feel half of the my knee and my left leg.
Oh my gosh!
And then,
Though actually, three-wheelers are really dangerous.
yeah, and then we had the 3-wheeler over at my grandma's farm, and my sister and I was riding it, and we decided to jump this little hill type thing that was there. And how the heck we survived that, I don't know, but somehow we went under the back end of a combine, my uncle's combine.
Holy.
And I've got a scar under the left side of my U-Haul, on the chest.
Yeah.
And my sister has one on the opposite side under hers. It's a wonder we didn't get decapitated.
I know, because like I've seen some horror stories with those combine harvesters and people, impaling themselves and things on them. We used to have 4-wheelers, and we lived by a river, so there was like a big bank, like a flood bank. And I used to jump this 4-wheeler over the bank. Like I'd rev it up down there, and then I'd fly over this bank. And before I got to the river, I'd hit the brakes, And then one day I just went straight into the river. Oh, it was so funny. I never moved so fast. They had big eels on that river.
My mom and Craig go ATVing up at Moab in Utah. And
Yeah.
a couple summers ago, I think it was now, they were putting the ATVs back up on the truck, and I don't know how Mom did it, but somehow she got her finger caught. And when she went to take her hand out of wherever it was caught out of, it snagged her ring finger, and it broke it, and the bone was sticking out of it. Oh, it was horrible. I want to hear.
Yeah, I had been Wild on Wheels. Sorry.
I love stories.
What's that? Debubitated? I'll stop walking to type that.
Delabubitated?
Debubitated? That's funny. You don't want to be debubitated.
I love Max's stories.
Max has got another story.
I love stories. Oh, God.
Yeah. Muffy, that was a mouthful. Debubitated.
Debubitated. Bippity boppity boo. Guess what I'm making for supper?
What?
Or I guess, well, I'm not making it, I guess, right now.
Corn dogs?
I know. PJ,
Butter.
that's why I'm looking.
You're making butter.
No corn dogs. Nope, no corn dogs.
Oh, corn dogs.
No corn dogs.
Huh?
We don't have corn dogs here.
I said, guess what I'm making for supper? Well, I'm not making it. My son's making it, but
I was going to say,
he's cooking. Is it pork butt?
Close. Very close.
Pork shoulder?
Nope, but you're right on the pork.
Pork ribs?
Nope. Close, but
pork leg?
Nope.
Ham?
No.
Bacon?
Nope. Pork chops. Yep, pork chops. That's right.
Oh, chops! Damn it! The only thing I didn't say.
Pork chops with fried onions.
I told you I've been doing this Mexican pulled pork in the crock pot with like black beans. Oh my God. It is just like you can have it in burritos, you can have it in tacos, you can have it with nachos, you can have it like with rice. It is so good, man. Like,
oh yes,
pork chops and apple.
Yes, that's what I'm having.
Pork chops, you gotta have the applesauce.
Yeah, with fried onions. Did you know I didn't know they had that? See, 20 acres of land in Bailey's Harbor.
Still nothing.
Why a corn dog's like not good?
No, I like corn dogs. I'm not eating them right now. We own 20
Oh, I
acres.
know. You're making me hungry. Yeah, Brittany, I know. My stomach's starting to rumble.
Okay, so Max is like me. I go hunting with my dad, but I don't hunt.
My dad shoots a deer and it's 100 feet from the road. Swell. Yeah, I'm just getting hungry. We've got to stop talking about food.
Your dad shoots a deer and it's okay. His brother and go get it. Okay.
Now I'm thinking of venison. If only they had
Hi.
Sorry. I'm tired. I did not sleep good last night.
I'm over here laughing at myself.
Peter said that swell after he said pork chops and applesauce. Who's Peter?
Doxy.
Oops.
I'm not very quick today.
Isn't that a show?
Peter Falk.
Oh,
Columbo.
Oh, I don't know that show.
Brady.
Uh-oh, you tie the deer to the stick and don't know where the road is. Oh, crap.
I get it.
Peter Brady. Oh, of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
We tied the
Swell.
deer to a stick.
That's swell.
That sounds really
Marsha.
morbid, I guess.
Oh my
We tied
gosh,
the
and
deer to a
those
stick.
deers can be heavy. Could you imagine not knowing where the road was and you had to carry that heavy deer?
I don't know. I don't do the whole hunting thing, even though it's wicked popular in New Hampshire, but I don't.
Yeah.
Started following a telephone line.
I'm sure a lot more people are hunting now that like the food prices have gone up.
My mom
You would think.
Mom brings us a pig for my birthday and Christmas. She was bringing some cow, but cow,
Some
beef,
cow.
some beef, but cow is expensive.
What do you get for your birthday and Christmas?
Cow.
A hog.
Yep, that's what I asked. She says, "What do you want?" And I say a hog because, especially now, meat prices are outrageous.
Do you know pork is the cheapest meat here? Like at the moment, it's cheaper than chicken.
Yeah, chicken's expensive here too. Mom did bring some chicken this time. She brought 40 pounds.
I don't really like the way they raise like pigs though. You know, like it's not really very humane.
And if anybody's wondering why my mom would have access to such meat, is because they are
I figured she lived on a farm or something.
No, she lives in the mountains in a cabin, Cripple Creek, Colorado, but they do barbecue meat trucks. They do the big barbecue. They go to
So they have
road.
access to like commercial.
Yeah, they have
Right.
Restaurant Depot and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, suppliers.
They get really good meat prices. They go all over the country
Def-
doing barbecue meat. That's who the
They
sponsor
got
was.
connections.
Barbecue. The sponsorship is my mom and her husband. Well, ex-husband. Complicated story there.
I bet they could cook some good ribs.
Oh, good golly, they're so delicious.
I love ribs. Honestly, ribs are really expensive. You pay a lot for ribs for what they are because they're mainly bone. Well, they
Brisket's
are
my
here anyway. I don't know.
brisket's my favorite.
Beef brisket?
Oh heck yes. Now pork butt's my favorite with the pork, but brisket is my favorite for the beef. And then mom and them used to get ostrich, and we used to eat ostrich too sometimes. Smoking butts, that's me. Well, that's my mom's. Smoking
I
butts.
followed a telephone and walked about half a mile. We had no food or water, and when we found the
Oh,
road, it was dark.
wow, we had no food or water.
Questions in the SATs.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
You gotta be
You
organized
were
when you.
scared, Max. Was you scared? I would have been scared.
Yep, smoking butts is her mom.
Yep.
I never took my SATs. Never.
Yeah, you don't even have to season a brisket very much. Oh, salt and pepper and a little lemon. Okay, I just heard something crawling on my window.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
You didn't even look at me.
It's your son.
I was looking at the window.
He
But,
was licking the window.
You shouldn't say stuff until I'm mute.
Yeah, I heard that. I was licking the window.
Is the food done?
Rowdy outside the grocery needs to taste smoking butts. So, do you smoke brisket or slow cook it?
Mom puts it in the oven, but my grandma did too. But I think Mom and Craig at the road shows, I think they would definitely smoke it.
Yeah.
But we smoke it. We smoke the pork butts and stuff here. Tim and I do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
my son and I, and we use mulberry wood from our mulberry trees.
Oh.
It's a cross between a pear and an apple. Oh my gosh, it's so delicious. Max.
Oh.
He has bad
Interesting.
perception sometimes, I think. Oh wait, he's out of the mountains. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he stopped his story.
Max, we're sorry. Come back.
If you yell loud enough, he might hear you.
Remember that the other day we were like, Max, and he showed up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Just say his name 3 times. Here he is.
Oh, the story is that they found the road. Okay. But was you scared? I would have been scared. I'd been like, oh my God, we're lost.
That was a really quick story.
Especially with a freaking deer. Is there bears over there?
Yeah, true.
Speaking of,
You wouldn't want to be like wandering around with a dead animal for too long.
Speaking of, my mom at her cabin, she said that they went to go take out trash the other day, and where they have their trash and stuff at the house, they're not really supposed to leave trash and stuff out because of the bears. There are bears. Oh, mom said there was 2 baby bear cubs underneath where they keep their trash. I was like, holy crap. She said
Mm.
she went and got her taser. Just in case the
Yeah,
mama bear.
there's normally a mama bear floating around somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that same area a couple years ago, Mom had 2 mountain lions cubs, mountain lion cubs up there.
Ooh.
I should tell you
Where's
guys
your
this.
mum? Colorado, eh?
Yeah, she's up around
Yeah.
Cripple Creek.
Yeah.
50,000 bears,
5,000.
50,000 deer. Holy crap.
Deer?
I'd have to keep my Ruger on me all the time.
Eyeballs in the state, not good. That's a lot of dares.
No, that's about normal for a state. 50,000 deer, but 50,000 bear. Oh my god. Ooh,
A skunk?
you can buy a.
We don't have skunks here.
Where is he? What
Yeah, but
state
Max,
is he?
you don't actually like shoot, shoot, right?
I don't get where he is. Sorry, skunk.
He's in California, but he goes to Wisconsin a lot.
I was gonna say we have bears in our state. They've been coming to the city lately. Pretty scary.
We have a lot of donkeys in Tibet.
Donkeys.
Yeah, mules. You know, the Sherpas.
Yeah.
We have bears, turkeys.
I love donkeys. They've got the best
I know, they're so
personalities. They're so
cute.
funny.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, and they're really affectionate too.
They are. 2 million deer, yeah. I figured there'd be a lot. Damn. What is
Sorry.
ever eaten bear meat? Somebody. I was watching a show the other day because I watch a lot of homesteading shows, and they're from Alaska, and they shot a bear, and they had bear hamburger, and they said it was really good.
Beer burgers.
I wouldn't eat it.
I would. I'd eat it.
Yeah, I'd probably eat it too. I've eaten kangaroo and things like that.
I wouldn't eat snake or anything like that though.
You've never seen a skunk alive?
What? You never seen a skunk alive?
Skunks are. You've never seen a live skunk?
Skunks eat rodents, man?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they eat California Reaper peppers too, because I had some in my garden a couple years ago, and there was a family of skunks living underneath my neighbor's porch. And they had a bunch of little baby skunks, and they went over there and they ate all of my California Reaper peppers.
Damn, they would have had like a burning ring of fire.
I was so mad. When I was growing up, there was a skunk at a gas station out by my grandma's in Colorado. The people that owned the gas station had a pet skunk that was what do you call it? Where they take the stink glands out. Anyway.
Destined.
Yeah. Destunked. They were destunked. And we would come in and we'd get candy and stuff, and the little skunk was sitting. Well, he wasn't little, but he'd sit up there and he'd hiss at people, but he wouldn't spray, of course. He did have a little bit of a smell to him, but he was pretty nice, actually. But I know they had trouble with him, like, staying out of the flour and stuff like that, because he'd get into crap. And then my uncle got chased up a tree by a skunk. That was pretty funny. Not for him, but for us.
Well, we don't have skunks. We have possums. We have wild pigs. We have goats. And we have sheep.
You ever seen a belly up possum?
A belly up possum?
Mm-hmm. A belly up possum.
I think I lived in the
What does
city
that mean?
for long.
A dead possum. They're belly up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, on the road.
Yeah. We've been seeing a lot of beavers. Dead beavers around here. I don't understand.
Beavers.
I've never seen a dead
Aw.
beaver until this year, and there was several of them. Different spots, not all
What
in
a-
the same.
What? Why would a beaver like be on a road or something? Like,
I
why
have
wouldn't it be
no
in its
clue.
habitat?
I don't know.
Maybe they're getting pushed out of their habitats.
I have no idea. They weren't even near like any kind of. Well, I guess it was a low water bridge, but they wouldn't have had a. I didn't see any beaver dams or anything there. That why they would even be around that little low water, unless somebody. I don't know. I have no idea, but I saw two of them over here by my house, and then I saw two of them over by my work, Tim's work. Yeah, I had a possum get in the back of my car one time because there was a window that was knocked out, and all we had done was put plastic on it so we can get the window fixed. And I got out to go to the work, and I was driving down the road. All of a sudden, I heard this hissing noise, and I thought, "Oh crap! A cat got in here." Flashed my flashlight back there, and it was a freaking possum.
Yeah, they sound scary, eh? I remember going camping and one broke into our tent to get to our food. And we woke up in the middle of the night like, what the hell is that? And it's like, these like two possums sitting right there like, what the hell? Gives you the shits though, like, because it gives you a fright. Can you imagine being a cop and getting that call? I know. There's some baby skunks. Come and arrest them.
I want an otter. A lot of people in
Yeah,
Japan
river
have
otters. They're
otters.
so cute. And you saw river otters last week in a group crossing the road? Oh my god. I thought they only had otters in Japan.
Yeah, everybody in Japan has an otter.
I know. And they're so cute. Their little hands. Oh, their little hands are so cute. Let's hear your scary story.
Oh, good golly, which one? Let me think on the which one can I safely tell?
I had a raccoon mama and babies in my front yard a couple weeks ago. Oh, I like raccoons. And their babies are cute. They got little cute little hands too. You're the animal gatherer.
And did you say enema?
Okay.
I thought you said enema.
Gatherer.
Oh,
Gatherer.
scary story.
You like the animal whisperer. I wish we had more wildlife.
Well, it's not. It wouldn't be
just
really scary for you guys, but it was scary for me. Does that
Sway,
count?
your friend Max wants to hear a scary story from you.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really have like a scary story that you guys would be scared. It was scary for me. Does that count?
I don't know. Ask Max.
Was that the time your son was licking your car window?
No, Doxy.
That would have been freaking scary. I would have got a fright.
I kept hearing this like scratching noise. I was like, I know my dogs ain't out here, so I was like, that can't be my dog. And I just kept hearing it, and I was like, what the? And I was scared to roll down the window because it's dark here. And then I I heard him laughing. I was like, oh, okay. So, and I rolled it down. And that's when he said he was licking the window.
Right. Yeah, some freak could be out there. Oh, damn, it is a freak. It's my son. No. I put a sign. What's that, Brittany? I put a sign in my store window. Free baby.
Oh, I guess I could tell. I guess I do have kind of a scary story. But again, it's kind of scary more for me. So when I first moved out here, I moved out here in 95. And I moved out here in July 95. And in September, the first part of September, I had told my sister, because she lived out here at the time, and I told her that I was going to go to work that day and ask my boss if I could take a week off the second weekend of November to go deer hunting with my dad, my biological dad. And sloth. I love sloths. I want a sloth. Anyway, and so I left to go to work, and my sister and I worked together at the same place, Wendy's. And so I got there to work. I worked before she did. And at the time, she was kind of going through a really bad marriage situation, and her husband at the time was kind of stalking her and stuff at work, and it was just kind of a bad situation. But anyway, so I got to work, and I went in there, and I asked my boss, Mike, at the time. I was like, hey, I would like to take off the second weekend in November to go hunting with my dad. And he's like, sure, no problem, blah, blah, blah. Ah, damn it, Tim. I mean, thank you. And so then that was like at noon, I guess, that day. But the night before that, no, that was, yeah. So the night before I went in, sorry, I have to back up. The night before I went in to ask about taking off for that weekend, I had a basement apartment, and I had a little basset hound puppy with me, and the windows in the basement didn't have any curtains on it, and it started getting this like really creepy feeling, like somebody was watching me. And so I was like, called my sister, and I was like, hey, can you come over here? Like, I'm freaking out. Somebody's definitely watching me. She's like, well, put some trash bags or blankets or something over the window, just, for the night. I'm like, yeah. So I put some trash bags over the windows, but then I kept hearing, it sounded like somebody saying my name all through the night, and I was scared crapless. And my dog would start barking for no reason. And well, anyway, so that next morning, when I got up, I called my sister, told her I was going to ask him if I could go hunting with my dad, have that weekend off. Got there, asked him, he said, yeah, no problem. So then my sister showed up about 4:00 that night at work, and her ex-husband had been following her to work and stuff. She got there, and she was upset and said that he had been following her. And so I told her to go tell Mike that her ex-husband was messing around again. So she went to go back there to tell the boss, and all of a sudden, I was over there by the French fry, making French fries. All of a sudden, the boss come around the corner, and he's like, hey, Sway, we need you to come back here. I was like, okay. Like, what the heck? And as I was coming around the corner from the front into the back where the office was, I could hear my sister crying. And I was like, oh no, he's done, her husband has done something. And I got to the door of the office and she's like, Dad died. I was like, what? The dad that I had just asked to go hunting, had just died. Or that's the phone call we got.
Oh, wow.
And so when we got back to my hometown and we was talking to my grandma and stuff, she had said that they had actually found, or that my dad had actually died that day before. And it was about the same time they assumed, as when I started thinking that somebody was watching me.
And you could hear your name.
And I could hear my name.
That is creepy. It's not creepy, but it is creepy because you didn't know.
Yeah, I had no idea. But that whole time, all I could think of was I wanted to go hunting with my dad. And so, and I knew hunting was coming up. And I was telling my sister, I was like, I want to go hunting with Dad. I want to go hunting with Dad. And she was like, well, go ask him if you can have that weekend off. Okay. And yeah, that was wild.
I didn't know. I haven't heard that story.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
Yeah, and unfortunately, my little sisters. Okay, so the twins, my twin sisters, their biological dad. Okay, I gotta go back. My mom and my dad got married and had me and my younger sister. And I already had 2 older brothers from my dad's first marriage. So then when mom and dad split up, mom was a nurse at the hospital and she started dating the Egyptian anesthesiologist at the time. And she got pregnant with from him. And he left. He said he had to go back, so he left. She got back with my dad. And she had the twins. But growing up, the twins were told that my dad was their dad, even though they were dark and my dad was white as white. All right. So the whole time growing up, they thought my dad was their dad. So then mom and dad split up in 80 or 79 for good. And then my mom met my stepdad and got married at the end of 80. And so my little sisters we all went back and forth between my real dad, or my biological dad, and my stepdad, or well, mom and dad. Anyway, so Jamie and Carmen.
Confusing.
Yeah, Jamie and Carmen, the twins, had my dad's last name, thought that my dad was their dad, but was raised in the house of my stepdad. All right. If that ain't confusing enough. So then, the day that they found my dad dead, it was my sisters, the twins, had went over. Mind you, this was on September 4th. So it was hot in Kansas. And my little sisters went over after school to sell my dad magazines for their junior class project. And my sisters got over there, and my dad always had the big door open with the screen. And he had a hunting dog, Nick, and the hunting dog, Nick, wasn't there. And that was unusual. That was the first clue, because Nick wasn't there. But the second clue was that the whole front of that door was covered in flies. And so my little sisters walked around to the back door. That was all covered with flies. So then they got really, really scared and nervous. And Carmen decided that they were going to open that door, the screen door, because they kept yelling for my dad. And of course, my dad didn't answer. So they opened up that door, and my dad had been sitting right there in the chair, no longer there. And my stepdad is an EMTI, and so they called my stepdad to tell him that my dad was dead. So my stepdad called the sheriff, which lived right next door to my dad that was dead. And then, so that night, after everything calmed down and stuff, my mom and stepdad was going through a divorce at the time. So my stepdad came over to my mom's house where my sisters were, and they decided that night, to tell my little sisters that, oh, by the way, the dad that you think is your dad, that you just found dead, is not your real dad.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mum did that when my parents separated. She told me like the next day that my dad had adopted me. Like, so I always thought he was my real dad as well.
Yeah, so
The
it's just
thing, the
really,
secrets
really
we
weird.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just really weird because I was the closest to my dad. My twin sisters weren't, they wasn't. My stepdad pretty much raised them, so they were close to my stepdad. But my sisters found my dad dead. And then when my sister got pregnant, the one that found him dead, or went in the house first, when she got pregnant, she had her baby on my dad's birthday.
Wow.
Her real dad, his name is Medhat. His birthday was June 5th. My dad's birthday was June 7th. So, when my sister was going into labor and stuff, it was on Medhat's birthday when she went into labor, but she actually had him on my dad's birthday.
Wow. My brother's June 5th.
Oh, really?
Gemini. Yep.
So then when I married my ex-husband, his grandma's birthday was June 7th. His brother's birthday is June 7th. So there was something about June 7th.
Crazy.
Now that
It amazes me how you remember all these dates.
Oh my God, I still remember everybody's birthdays in my class. Like I had to have been
I don't
astrologer
understand.
or something in my past life.
Yeah. Well, I hate to love and leave yous, but I've got to go and get the boy from the the school.
I think I scared Max away.
He wanted to know that story.
Probably
Her whole
not
life is a lot of
story. Yeah. Brittany, if you think that's crazy, Maxter's here. Oh, before you leave, I got to tell him how I met Killshot. Because you were a witness. Oh, I think I already told you guys. I already told you guys, didn't I? Well, anyway, so
I don't remember.
We were in Doxy and I were mods over at Lost Souls. And I hadn't seen Killshot in there before, but Doxy had. But I hadn't. And Killshot had made a comment to Lost that was running the Lost Souls. And I text Doxy and I said, hey, I'm going to get his birthday. And she's like, nah, you're never going to get it. I'm like, yes, I am. And so I told everybody in the chat, I was like, hey, everybody, write down your birthdays. And everybody, I mean, we had maybe 600 people in there that day. And they all wrote down their birthdays, and Killshot wrote down his. That's how I met him. Okay. So it was better in my head.
Yep. She did the deep dive into the old
But
astrology.
the funny thing about it is he would come in under troll names, and he thought we didn't know it, and I could tell every one of them every time he came in under a troll name. It was funny too, because one of them was Big Papa.
I remember that.
Remember?
Yeah, we knew.
And I texted her and I was like, that's Killshot. And she's like, how do you know? Doxy always doubted me though. Always. I would tell her something.
Yeah,
I'd be like, this one's a troll, or this one's lying, or this one's that. And she'd always like, no, we don't know that. And I'm like, I know that. And so that night I texted her and I said, that's Killshot. And she's like, no, I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. And then I was like, no, it is him. So then he started, he said something, and Doxy wrote back and she's like, yep, that's him. He didn't know that until the other, or Doxy, you like that name?
Right,
What,
I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Sorry.
Max asked you a
I
question.
got to drive. Oh, what did he ask me, Max? Yeah, Maxter. Maxter's pretty cool. Maxter's pretty cool, Max.
Oh, I thought he was talking about Big Papa. I'm like, I don't like that name.
Oh, what? Oh, Big Papa? Oh, maybe. No. It just reminds me of Biggie.
Yeah,
I love it when they call me Big Papa. Yeah, Biggie. Good old Biggie. Right. Well, take it easy, everyone. I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to be driving, so.
Sway is using Maxie? Huh?
Using the name Maxie? Oh, I call Maxie. Yeah, Maxie.
I was like, what is she using Maxie for?
His storytelling.
Anything that has to do with
Love
Papa
listening.
and Killshot, no. Like, and I'll tell Killshot that
Killshot
himself.
Killshot no longer likes Sway. Killshot very upset with Sway.
Is who I think of too.
Night, Doxy. Thank you for coming up here.
Okay.
Oh,
Good
I
night.
thought you already left.
No, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go now because I got 10 minutes.
I hope
I'm running on late time now. Good night, PJ.
Oh,
Night,
good night,
everyone in
Doxy.
chat. Night. Night, Brittany. Night, Rowdy. Night, Max. See you later.
Now stand high.
See you
I
later.
will. Okay, see ya.
Oh, fuck you. I forgot. Fuck you. Nope.
Whose chart have you had on here for like an hour?
Huh?
Whose chart have you had on there for like an hour?
Oh, yeah. Let me look. Oh, that's my chart. I was going to tell you guys my chart, but we got mixed. We got going.
Yeah, we've got talking about nationalities.
Hey, I don't have anybody here to tell me what to do.
Possums.
Doxy from New Zealand.
I don't care.
She's from the land down under. Oh, wait. She's a Kiwi.
Oh, yeah, she's from New Zealand. She's not from Australia.
Oh, my gosh. So when Doxy and I first started talking, we didn't even think about using like WhatsApp or anything like that at the time. And so we exchanged phone numbers, and we were talking like on our cell phones, but an actual phone call. And we would talk and talk and talk. Imagine me talk. Yeah, you guys can't imagine me talking, could you? Talking, and her first phone bill was like $100.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then we're like, we gotta find some way to talk besides straight from the phones. And I was like, oh my god, I got a WhatsApp account. Duh. Yeah, we're like, why didn't we think of that? Oh my god, my mom and them used to call me Motor Mouth and
I
Gatling
wonder
gun.
why. No, just kidding.
Oh yeah, one call was $100. That's right. It was just one call.
What?
That's why I love listening to Max's stories. I just love to listen to that kind of stuff.
I don't really talk much.
PJ,
I listen. What?
listen, my booty. You're doing 500 different things while you're muted in the background there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sway, all right, Rowdy, to the office.
No, she's redhead or something like that.
Redhead. Auburn. Not so much Auburn now, but I'd irritate my mom so bad growing up because all I did was ask questions. And she'd be like, of course, we didn't have cell phones back then, so you can't just go and look it up. And so she'd always tell me to go outside and play, and then she'd lock the door on me.
Max wants to know if your hair turned more red.
Yeah, it's really weird because the older I got, the more red it did.
I almost said something, but I'll be quiet. I had a dumb moment for a second.
My great grandma had the prettiest copper red hair.
Really?
Oh yeah, she had 12 kids, and none of her kids got the copper red hair. Excuse me, but most of her grandkids did, and her great grandkids. So most of us got the copper red. Well, mine's auburn, but it had really, really red highlights. My daughter's got the same color hair. My oldest son does, but my youngest son's more of a dirty blonde.
I have the multi-tone here. But it's light brown, but with
Yeah, you're Portuguese though.
Yeah, so I have the orange and blonde. Well, red and blonde ish.
What color's your hair, Max?
His hair's purple.
And if he says he doesn't have hair,
he was born with it though.
Brown. Okay.
That's like a common thing guys say though. When their hair is gray, they're like, "Nope, my hair is brown."
My ex-husband was like, I swear he was colorblind. Like, he'd say stuff was pink or purple, and it was like yellow.
My sister was auburn, mine mid-red. My granddaughter orange. Finnish is common brown hair.
Really? I didn't know any Finnish. Well, I don't know. I mean, not to my knowledge. I've never met any Finnish people in person. Like I said, the lady that I watch on YouTube, her husband's Finnish, and they make this. She always makes this dessert, and it's got almond paste in it, and I can't remember how she pronounces it. And then they have this angel type thing that they have on their Christmas tree.
Mhm.
And she said it comes from the Finnish side of his family.
Well, a lot of people think Irish people's hair is supposed to be like red or blonde,
Mm-hmm.
but the Spaniards invaded Ireland. So a lot of like Irish people have the dark color hair because of that happening.
Yeah, somebody told me that once.
Yeah.
That the red hair is really not Irish.
Mhm. But I still say I'm Portuguese. I don't claim my Irish heritage.
Did I ever tell you, guys, that not only did twins run in my side of the family, so my mom's dad, his brothers were twins. My sisters were twins. My mom's oldest brother's wife had twins. His kids, and they were twins. But going back 5 generations on my mom's dad's side, there was triplets. And then there was my uncle or my cousin. Let's see, it'd be my mom's first cousin. His wife had triplets. All natural. No IVF or anything. Oh, and growing up, they always thought my mom had 2 sets of twins because my sister, that's just younger than I, we're only 11 months and 3 days apart.
My 3 older kids are 14 months apart.
Your kids are?
Yeah.
How did you time that one out?
I don't know.
Was that by choice or by accident, or just happened?
All birth control babies.
Oh, dang.
My last one, I wasn't supposed to be able to have babies at all.
My son and daughter's only 13 months apart.
Oh.
What?
I said
Max, the calendar model?
I said I think Max. I picture Max with Sherlock Holmes glasses. You know, the one on a string.
No,
So
I think
right.
Max, to me, I think he would be super duper smart.
Yeah, that's why I said.
He's super duper smart.
Oh yes, PJ can also.
I see him as more of a professor.
See, I thought so. Like he's sitting there all serious, with like he puts the glasses on and tells a story.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay, maybe. But I see him more as a professor.
Sherlock Holmes isn't fat.
He's fit. Who's fit? Oh, yeah, but this is coming from Rowdy, who likes Ernie.
Sherlock Holmes isn't fat. He's fit.
Your average IQ. I don't believe that one for a minute. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, Max. You come across as awful smart to me.
I mean,
now, are you saying your average IQ because you've never had it tested and so you just assume you're average?
well, IQ tests aren't really that great, but
No. Mm. Yeah, well, Ernie used to make everybody call him a colonel too.
Ernie
So we used to call him Colonel Sanders.
For some reason, he reminds me of my brother, which is a good thing.
Is it because his birthday's July 3rd, Brittany?
We just don't know which year. I think it's 1976. And he's mad because you guessed it.
You never had your IQ? Well, I think you have a higher IQ than what you think you do. That's just me. I'm just saying.
Well, 76 is a low IQ.
Who? No,
I said-
Max. I was talking about Max.
Oh. I said a 76 is a low IQ.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter, my second oldest, has 100 and something IQ. Hers got tested because she had a 504A because she wasn't good at math. But she could write. She has so many like manuscripts that she's written. I have like a box.
That's what I'm saying, Reckham. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, my daughter's around that range, Max.
Well,
You got to fully pay
if
it
your
off.
wife is 145 IQ, then you must have a high IQ too, Max. Most high IQ women do not marry low, like, average IQ men.
Yeah, my daughter's IQ is like that, and my oldest says she's the stupidest smart person she's ever met. Because smart people don't really have like social cues usually.
Oh yeah, most of them are book smart. They're not common sense smart.
Right. So they can't read a room and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. My sister Jamie is very book smart, but I call her an airhead because she's just not common sense wise. She really does not have a lot of common sense.
She says the most random things like publicly, and I'm like, why are you saying that? Like, and everybody will be literally staring at her. I'm like, can't bring this chick out. Cannot.
Not only that, but most people that have high IQs
College is a lot of work versus high IQ stuff.
Yeah, but I
No.
think you have. If you can carry on a conversation with your wife and she has 145 IQ, then
Bye, FRQ.
bye for IQ. Thank you for coming in. Most high IQ women.
Yeah, see, my daughter doesn't have that many friends because of her IQ. Like, because of her, she's wicked book smart.
Most guys don't like real high IQ. I mean, I shouldn't say that. They feel intimidated, I guess. Because let's face it, high IQ women are not very friendly sometimes.
No, they're not. And she's a
No, I'm
Scorpio.
not saying your
So,
wife's not friendly, Max. I bet. Is your wife really friendly? I'm just saying the ones I've met, high IQ women, were not very friendly.
Guys are
Yeah.
intimidated. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I
My
said
daughter's also a Scorpio, so.
if you can hold your own with your wife, obviously, then you probably match her IQ.
I'm so mean about Scorpios.
Well, Well, Scorpios are. I'm a Scorpio moon, and so my emotion. Oh, well, I think you do, Max. I'll always vouch that you do.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, I have a Scorpio moon, and it gets me in a lot of trouble. I'm too sensitive. I get too carried away emotionally, they say. That's why I want to be a moon. Can I just change my moon to Capricorn?
Oh, jeez. They're emotional.
Capricorn moon?
No, I mean like Capricorn's emotional, aren't they?
No. Mm-mm.
Am I thinking
Capricorn.
of a different sign?
They're Capricorns are even bigger jerks than
Sagittarius.
Virgos.
Because I was gonna say Sagittarius aren't sensitive; we're emotional-ish. I don't know.
Cancers are the most sensitive, I think. Well,
Yeah, they are.
Cancers and I'd have to say Cancers are probably the most sensitive.
They're very sensitive.
Now, they won't necessarily. Well, it just depends on what the rest of their chart is, but most of the time, Cancers are most sensitive. Even though it was a Cancer that told me I was too sensitive. Imagine that.
They're sensitive.
Huh?
They're wicked sensitive.
Yeah, well, I was too sensitive for them. Imagine that.
I'm too emotional for Cancer, so you know. But I'm not really emotional. Oh. Or maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I don't get along with Scorpios because, well, maybe my daughter's Scorpio because she's born a week before my birthday. So that's probably why. I don't know.
Dang, Max.
So my son holds a firefighter certificate held by only 140.
That has got to be a really, really, really hard job.
Are you saying I'm sensitive? That hurts. Why feel like that? Rowdy, you're a Cancer?
Well,
I don't think you're sensitive.
a lot of Cancers. Now, I have to see the rest of the chart, though. So, I'm not saying all Cancers, but most Cancers. Oh, behavioral analyst. Oh, so he does the ones that, or he's the one that, what do you call it? What do you call it? Profiles. Is he a profiler? Is that Max? Cancers. Their emotions switch on and off like the moon cycles. A lot of Cancer women are mean. I'm serious. They're very moody and mean. Rowdy, when you were growing up, did you not, were you mean? Was you mean?
My mom's Cancer.
Yeah, she's mean,
Wicked
right?
mean. Yeah, she's wicked mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're mean too, aren't you? Well, I guess I should say, was you mean when you were growing up? Yeah, he wasn't mean. Oh yeah, I did your chart, didn't I?
He said he's a fire.
Okay, I get what he says now. Okay, so he's the one that tells you how it got started and all that. My son's a Cancer, my youngest, and he was born June 30th, but he was supposed to be born on July 4th. But anyway, he's sensitive, but he's also kind of a bunghole. There was 3 girls in my class growing up, and they were Cancers. July 3rd, or July 2nd, July 3rd, July 5th was their birthdays, and they were not nice girls. And they didn't even hang out together. So it wasn't because, like copying each other or anything. They didn't even hang out in the same circles, and they were still mean. Each of them was mean. And mean, I mean, like, I don't know, they just had this meanness about them.
I mean, Sagittarius is supposed to be one of the meanest signs, supposedly.
Sagittarius?
Yeah.
No, I think the meanest would.
Well, a lot of people talk crap about Sagittarius.
Meteorologists, the only people in the world that can get their jobs 99% wrong, 99.9% wrong, and still keep the job.
Actually, they've been pretty on point lately. So.
Oh, I was terrified of tornadoes growing up. I mean, super duper terrified. But I could predict when a tornado was coming and stuff. Still can. The older I've got, the more now that I want to chase tornadoes. I told my stepdad that, because I was terrified growing up. So he knows how terrified I am of tornadoes. And I told him the other day when I was talking to him that I wanted to chase tornadoes, and he about fell over.
Oh, jeez.
He thought I was joking. I was like, no, I'm not joking.
I always wanted to see. We had a wannabe tornado in New Hampshire.
Come here, Max. Come to Tibet. To Tibet. You'll see lots of tornadoes. That's why I have to have a basement. I have to have a house with a basement. Yeah. Seriously, Max. Congrats to him. Yeah, but his daughter is super, super smart too. The meanest sign. The meanest sign.
I bet she's going to say Aries.
I think Aries men could be really, really, really mean. The meanest. I don't know. I'd have to say Cancer. Women for Cancer, or for women, I'd just have to say Cancer. Cancer or Capricorn, one of them. And then for men, mm, I say Scorpios are men wise, can be pretty mean.
Scorpio is rated as the most unfriendly sign.
Mm-hmm. For men, I think Scorpios are.
Which is very friendly is Libra, Gemini, and Leo.
For men?
It just says in general.
Oh.
Bossy signs: Aries, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Sagittarius.
I don't know. I think Tauruses are pretty friendly.
Yeah.
Well, we can be kind of rude, though. Oh, dang.
What sign is not lucky? Capricorn. Yep.
Doxy's a Capricorn. Oh, damn. Yeah, that'd be a lot of pressure put on somebody to put a fire out. Especially when it's moving towards the populated.
The kindest sign is supposed to be Libra.
He loved that.
I've never met a Libra, I don't think.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, I have.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a Libra?
Daisy was a Libra.
Oh. No comment.
Libras are very undecisive people.
Yeah.
Like, they'll say, "Hey, where do you want to go to eat?" I don't care. But then you take it upon yourself to pick something, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I really didn't want to go there." And you're
think Libras need too much guidance for me to handle.
Yeah, fire. Oh, I don't. Fire. Oh. Is he married, Max? Is your son married? Oh, I bet his wife was. Well, I guess he's not really fighting. Well, I mean, he is, but. He would say, I am.
All right, so what's your Vertex thingy?
My Vertex?
Yeah, because I've been staring at your chart for a long time. And then you can back to back story. I just need to know because I'm looking at your chart forever.
Yeah, and I didn't realize until the other day I had a kite formation in my chart. So that's kind of
Interesting.
Crazy for me. Anyway, my Vertex is in my 7th house right here at 17 degrees of Virgo. And so most of the significant people in my life I have met through work or medical, internet, because Mercury is ruled by Mercury. Mercury represents internet. My ex-husband, when I met him, he was my coworker, and coworkers are represented by Mercury and Virgo. So they mostly come my partner. Not always like married to her or anything like that, but like in some kind of project or. And my Mercury's in my second house, but it's conjunct my third house. That's why I talk a lot. Because your third house is your communications and all that. And my Mercury sits there. So a lot of times that's how I meet him, is through talking and through work. And like my ex-husband, when I met him, we were working at Tyson's, and so we worked at the leading poultry factory, and factory is represented by Virgo, and the leading is Sun, and Mercury is bird. So leading bird factory, which is Big Tyson's. That's where we met. In the sign of Taurus, which is food. So that's where we met. But yeah, so most of the people I meet is through the internet or through like coworkers, or it's usually through somebody else. Like there's some, like it wasn't directly like I met them. It was through somebody else, like coworkers or. But that's my boring story.
That's a bit boring.
Oh yeah, I couldn't be a firefighter. No way. Mm-mm. I'm too short to the ground. I'm too short to the ground. You'd think that you would need to be a tall guy or a tall woman to be. I know there's. Who is coming to Wisconsin? You are, Max.
Oh yeah, forgot. I was like, how do you know he's coming to Wisconsin? But now I remember the date.
Is there a lot of short women? See, I would think that short women would be. It would be harder for them.
You would think so.
Of course, I'm sure they're not. They're not top heavy.
Oh man.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to put hose on your shoulder and having to be around, get it around your. Of course, I'm just thinking of myself, and I'm face plant. Oh yeah, I couldn't be a cop either. No way. Oh, about those short women. Oh, that's good. So I don't know. I guess I was just thinking more of. You have to be in really good shape to be a fireman. That's for sure.
You couldn't be a cop either. I'd be afraid I'd get shot. Mostly in Manchester, like that's all that happens here nowadays. Like, or stabbed. Or...
Yeah, definitely. I know they said that the equipment that they have to wear is heavy.
So, it looks heavy.
Definitely. I would up.
I topple over. I'm only
I would
5.
too. I'm already top heavy. I just couldn't imagine having to carry all. Well, I guess it would even it out, wouldn't it? If you're having to carry that, I guess the it would kind of balance you out. I guess.
I think the equipment is a lot heavier.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I couldn't imagine.
And I have bad knees, so I couldn't. No,
Yeah, my knees aren't that great either.
I died.
I had a hard time in tennis.
Good thing I'm a school teacher.
Yeah. Oh.
We have to learn like life-saving things
Yeah.
nowadays, anyways.
CPR or yeah, CPR.
And then for school shootings, we have to learn all that
Oh,
crap. Yeah.
first aid, CPR.
If someone gets shot.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So being a teacher isn't just being a teacher anymore.
Almost have to be a triage nurse.
Yeah.
That's scary though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And even preschool teachers have to learn that stuff, which is
Hey,
really
Max, isn't most firefighters paramedics now? Or is that just
I
first
think so.
responders? Maybe that's just first responders. Yeah, because, yeah, I already told you, my stepdad's an EMTI. So a lot of the firefighters, um, they're higher certified than my dad because most of them are paramedics. The police officer trained you?
Yeah. We
Did
learn
he
how to
take
use
it?
tourniquets and stuff. And
Oh, yeah, that's fun. We had to learn that. When I was a CNA, we had to learn all that. I loved it. I'd rather be uh, an MNA where you could pass meds.
how to somewhat negotiate with somebody. They're like, yeah, I'm not talking to somebody that has a gun.
Give me your phone number. What? Give me your phone number. What are you talking about? Give me your phone number now or I'm going to tase you.
Right? They're like, just be nice to the person. I'm like, yeah. If you're really nice to a person, it's gonna kill me. Like,
Follow you home.
right? I'm sitting there looking at the guy like he's crazy. And I'm like, he's like, no, I'm being serious. And I'm like, I'm being serious. Like, and I'm like, I think you picked the right person to talk to.
Who would volunteer to be tased though? That's
I don't know.
there are people that will volunteer to be tased.
I mean,
No
people volunteered
way.
for the
You get
tourniquet.
emotional. Why? Because you were tased, Brittany?
Oh, to negotiate. I wouldn't get emotional.
Oh, yeah, me too. I don't
I'd
know that
probably
I'd get
talk to
emotional.
them.
I'd probably get mad.
I'd
Not
talk to
mad.
them like they're a kid, probably, because I talk to a lot of kids. Like,
No, I wouldn't be mad. I would be impatient. Like, because it's such a serious thing. Like, and you want to diffuse it, but yet you want them to hurry up and get out of the situation so you can rescue whoever you need to rescue, you know?
You know what they tell you though? Like nobody knows how they're really going to be because your adrenaline goes and your heart goes up to like 170 and
Oh,
up and over because you're in a situation of trauma that you just don't know what like you could predict, but like when your situation is like a fire, being a firefighter,
yeah.
you don't know how your brain's going to react because you're in the trauma situation and you have to help somebody. So
Well, that's
you
why
could
they
do,
train.
yeah,
That's why they train, so that your body gets used to the response.
yeah. And
Just
you
like
have
with
to.
CPR and paramedics and all that. That's why they train.
That's why they go
Military
through
is
training over and over and repetitive because that way your trauma response doesn't kick in the fight or
yeah,
flight
yeah.
or freeze, fight or freeze.
That's why when I go through the airport, I always go through the volunteer. I always volunteer to be patted down over
You just like to be patted down.
and over.
You just
Kidding,
like it.
kidding,
That's because
ma'am.
you love
This is the 5th time you've been patted down. Aw, let's go again.
it. She just wants to get used to it, officer. No.
I think we need to, take you in for questioning. Okay. What would you like to know?
You're gonna pat me down again in there.
purposely get a speed so they pull you over. And they walk up to you and ask you if you know why you got pulled over, and you're like, I sure hope it's what I'm thinking it's supposed to be. And you're like, they're like, what? And you're like, I get a pat down, right? No, we just pulled you over for speeding. No, I seriously think I have something illegal on me. You should pat me down. Kidding. Kidding. I could see Doxy doing something like that though.
Then you take the officer. Then they take you in and bring you to the psych ward.
You're like, woohoo, this really worked. He's really gonna pat me down. And then it's like strap you into the straight jacket, and they're like, we're getting ready to call the psych down here. Wait a minute, wait. I was just kidding. Time out.
You know you needed a vacation.
Yeah, not that kind of vacation. Oh Lord, Jesus, and you probably couldn't even get out of that. You really probably couldn't talk yourself out of that. You could talk yourself into it, but you probably couldn't talk yourself out of it.
No.
No, not kinky. I'm just helping them, learn their job.
They need practice, Brittany.
Yeah. And Brittany, you're not going to volunteer, are you?
I think she might.
There'd be all of us lined up ready to volunteer.
Oh God.
Uh-oh. Max left. He's like, this is just too much. I can't take it. Oh. You have
So if you
$7.
have $7 and walking into a 7-Eleven, what are you buying? Nothing.
Me, $7. Coffee. Decaffeinated coffee. And
I'll buy you 7 decaffeinated coffees.
yeah. A large decaffeinated coffee because I need a large one. And probably a Snickers candy bar. I don't know how much that stuff costs now, but what are you gonna buy, Max, if you had $7?
That's so random. Tuna sandwich, jelly beans, and water.
Tuna sandwich, jelly beans, and water.
What, Rowdy?
I was wanting a tuna sandwich the other day. Speaking of,
Rowdy, did you just wake up?
no, she was in the office.
Oh,
So, do you like the Jelly Bellies, Max? Did you read that, PJ?
oh no, not yet.
Oh, sorry. I misspelled something. C's jelly beans.
They are great. I like C's jelly beans. What? It's C's jelly beans.
We have an office here, Rowdy. Remember? I fixed it
Right.
up for y'all. No, I'm not muted. Can you hear me, PJ?
Yeah, I can hear you.
C's candy? I don't know if I've. Is that like regional? Oh, I guess it could. Well,
Yeah, it's regional.
Brittany would be. Brittany would know that out there in Nevada when she was younger. Mm-hmm. Um. Jiminy Christmas.
But you can get it online, like Amazon.
Let me look it up. Maybe I know what it is. I just didn't know the name.
Pretty sure they're original.
What the?
Yeah, they're sold in Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Minnesota, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, Nevada, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Washington.
All the states that not I am in.
And you can order them online. You can order them on Amazon.
In every state you named is one that I am not in. So that's how come I did not know what these candies are.
But you can also order them on Amazon, and you can get them like I could get them in New Hampshire.
Let's see. So they basically like your Russell Stovers. Because this says chocolate. They look good though.
And you could get them at Target. Yeah, you could get them. Actually, you could buy them actually at a Target store out here.
Oh.
So yeah, they're everywhere. Oh, so you could drive to Oklahoma from Tibet.
Well,
that's what Max says.
I'd have to fly into Iowa to that cornfield. Yeah, it wouldn't be that far. Where in Oklahoma? Anywhere in Oklahoma? Probably anywhere in Oklahoma.
Oh, and one
what'd you say? I just might, Max, because I feel left out now. I want to know what these C's candies taste like. I'm not a big candy eater. I mean, chocolates, I'll eat chocolate, but most of the time the chocolate has to have like nuts or something in it.
I don't like jelly beans.
Plain chocolate, I don't really care for plain chocolate. Like, I don't like chocolate cake really, unless it's got something else in it.
Definitely not a fan of jelly beans.
I like jelly beans. We used to get the Jelly Bellies all the time.
I like the Jelly Bellies, but I don't like the regular jelly beans. I don't know. They have a weird taste.
You know the ones that used to come in like the Easter baskets? No,
Yeah,
I didn't like those that much. I like the Jelly Bellies, but never heard of Jelly Bellies?
Jelly Bellies are like those unique flavored jelly beans.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan loved them. How do you not know what Jelly Bellies are?
Oh my God. I don't even know. Ronald
Oh.
Reagan.
Ronald, what is my picks for candy?
Fifth Avenue's a good.
Reese's Pieces.
Oh, Reese's Pieces.
Those are probably my favorite. I'm really not a candy eater though. I do sometimes like Jolly Ranchers.
Ooh, Jolly Ranchers. I don't eat sweets anymore, so I only eat ice cream as a sweet. So
I can't believe you didn't know Ronald Reagan loved Jelly Bellies, PJ.
I don't know anything about Ronald Reagan.
I was in kindergarten. Let's see, 1980. No, maybe it was first grade.
Do you want to know what year I was in kindergarten?
I think I started in 79. Yeah, I started 79. So, and when's the elections? 80. So November of 80. So I would have been in first grade. And our school, our class did a thing of who would win the 1980 election. And of course, Stacy's mom, and I voted for Ronald Reagan because Ronald Reagan loved Jelly Belly. No, I just remember that. Like, I couldn't go to sleep that night until I found out that Reagan won.
Night, Rowdy.
Night, Rowdy.
Kindergarten in 1988.
What?
Yeah.
I graduated, that was my 8th grade year, my 8th grade graduation year. I'm old. Thanks, PJ. Thanks, PJ. Now I'm just really depressed because now I've realized how old.
No, you're not.
Yeah. No, you're not, Grandma. Thanks, PJ.
I'm old.
My son said he was old yesterday, and I just about smacked him.
Dark chocolates take away headaches when you have a migraine. Best remedy.
Oh, because of caffeine?
Yeah, dark chocolate and Coca-Cola. Not all them pills people be taking.
Mm-mm. If I could find a natural remedy, I would do the natural before I did the pharmaceutical.
Well, I have to
Only
take a
because
med every night, so I shouldn't talk. But like,
only
but that's the
because
quickest way.
I'm on my medication for so long now that I'll never be able to get off of it.
Yeah.
And
You were in college in 1988. What?
88?
No
What year,
way.
Stacy? I mean, it would have been your
First year.
freshman or sophomore year.
I'm not that young. I'm not young at all. Most of the teachers are either like really, really younger than me or really, really older than me. Yeah, we only have like 2 teachers that are really younger than me. And the other ones are like, you're still a kid. And I'm like, no, I'm not. My kids are old.
See, now, what would be your guys' perfect Valentine gift?
Perfect Valentine's gift?
Mm-hmm. If you could pick your own Valentine gift, what would it be? PG, PJ.
I would have to say
Jewelry.
no diamond Soxy, not for me.
Yeah, I like jewelry for myself, but I don't expect anybody to, buy it for me.
Diamonds comes with commitment.
We know how it doesn't like commitment.
I would have to say like chocolates or something because I don't want anything that comes with commitment. And jewelry always comes with commitment. So yeah.
I want a blanket.
Ooh, blankets are I like soft blankets.
My favorite is quilt blankets.
What
I
is
want a
it?
quilt blanket. A quilt blanket.
Ooh, quilt blanket.
I have quilts. I love quilts.
I like the soft. You know those soft blankets?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
love those.
I like the ones that are cold to the touch, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and flowers. I have to have flowers.
Yeah, flowers.
Oh.
So I'm stealing Sway's gift.
love flowers. My favorite is pansies.
In case anybody wants to get her a gift.
Yeah, if anybody ever would want to get me something. No, I'm kidding. For Mother's Day, I always have my kids get me a plant. Like one year they got me a Stanley plum tree. Oh, I love my Stanley plum tree.
What am I doing? My oldest got me Legos that we made into a plant.
Made into a what?
It's like it was a flower pot thing that had plants on it, so the plants last forever.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
We built Legos together on Mother's Day. I'm such a kid. Oh, some jewelry, not something I usually buy or get. Flowers for sure.
Yeah.
And pajamas because
I'm in my pajamas right now. I'm in my pajamas now, Brittany.
Right. She has a whole list.
Yeah, Brittany's an Aries. That's exactly what my mom did.
I couldn't even think of one thing. Well, I was trying to think of things that didn't have commitment towards it. So.
Dang. You and your commitment.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you have an Aquarius 5th house.
I don't like commitment.
Yeah. So see, like my 5th house is Cancer. So I have to have, commitment is important for me.
I mean, I had 4 kids, so commitment to them is good enough, but like otherwise, I'm also.
Yeah.
I even have issues with commitment to jobs sometimes. So like, there's a lot of things.
That is the thing, like Taurus are really like Taurus likes to have. Yes, Max, and it has to be pink slippers. Everything I have, I used to hate pink. I used to hate the color pink. All grown up, I hated pink, and now like all I want is pink. I have a pink Ruger. I have a pink. Everything in my bedroom's pink. I have a pink purse, pink shoes, pink everything. Except my
Okay.
car. My car's not pink. Yes, slippers. Although I don't like socks. Isn't that weird? I don't like socks, but I do have
You
slippers.
don't like socks.
Mm-mm. I don't like socks at all. I never have. I've never liked socks. I mean, I wear them with my shoes,
That's
but I don't. But I like to go barefoot too. So even like walking around doing gardening and stuff like that, I go barefoot. I even tried to get my rental car when I went to Michigan in March to be pink, but they only had red. Could you imagine the guy on the other end? Okay, so you want a pink car? Like, how many pink cars in the world do you think there are?
Pink car.
But I did see a pink Jeep on the way there. Or no, it was on the way back. It was on the way back. I always tease my son that I'm going to turn his black Mustang into a pink Mustang. He says if I do that, then I can just have it.
Oh, jeez.
He's like, if you do that, you can just have it, Mom. I'm like, okay. Yes. And like for my birthdays and all that stuff, somebody will ask me what I want or whatever, and then I'll tell them, and they'll say, yes, we know it has to be in pink. I'm like, yeah. Don't you want to surround yourself with things that you like? If I could have an air conditioner in my room, well, I mean, I do have an air conditioner in my room, but if I could have one, that was pink, that would be even better. I have a pink fan, pink pillowcase, pink bedspread, pink blankets. I have my rose crystals in there, rose quartz crystals. They're pink. My case to my cell phone's pink. I do have a case to my cell phone that is butter, 2 sticks of butter.
Oh, jeez.
My Ruger is pink. And I found that at a pawn shop locally. So I thought that was a little strange that when did I go pink? Hasn't been recent, or it's been kind of recent. When did I go pink? Probably 2016, maybe. Yeah, about 2016. I do. I have a phone case that has 2 sticks of butter on it. Uh-oh. Is it midnight there where you're at, PJ?
Yes, it is.
Oh. I'm going to have to go. get off here pretty soon. I gotta go to work.
You gotta go to work.
Yep, in about, let's see, an hour and a half. I have to go to work.
I gotta work at 10:30 in the morning.
I work from. I get home at 7 in the morning, around 7. Oh yes, Land O'Lakes butter. Yep. They're so good. I get off at 7 in the morning, and then I go back at 1:30 in the afternoon and work until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So right, I'm only done work about 30 minutes before I go live for the second time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I work about 60 hours a week. Sometimes.
Yeah,
Yep, it's 11:02 here in Tibet.
I can't work that many hours a week.
Probably Wednesday, max, unless I get bored, which is probably likely.
And she'll message me.
I'll message PJ and Doxy and I'll say, hey, do you guys want to go live? I'm bored. And they'd be like, yeah, let's go. And see, over here, I don't have to worry about clicks, likes, and views. I just come in here and chit chat, and I don't care. I do not care.
Yep. This is true.
I worked way too hard on the other channel. Yeah, I probably will, Brittany. So I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, and I'll text PJ or Doxy, and I'll be like, did you guys see this? And they'll be like, oh, yeah. And I'll be like, Wait, what is the date for next Wednesday?
Hold on. I'll look. I think it is the 21st. My son starts his driver's ed. Cost me $1 million.
Okay, the 21st. All right. Yep. I'll go the 21st.
$900 later.
Sure it'll be before the 20. Well, I don't know because the kids here on the channel, the mod kids, go see their father on the weekends.
I don't have a father.
Huh?
Like I don't have a father.
Two of my kids stay with me where I go, but the other ones will probably go over to their dad.
Father.
Kidding. It's just a joke.
I give kill shot crap. I'm like, I'll never call you that. Ever. Lisa Mono.
Oh no, Max. I was just kidding around. Since Killshot and I aren't doing our lives together anymore, our YouTube lives together anymore, I was kidding the mods because all the mods from his channel are my mods, except for one. And so I was kidding around the other day that Killshot and I got divorced, and so the kids have to come to both mom and dad's channel. and that I'm the fun parent. So I was just kidding around saying that they have to go see their dad during the weekend. No, my daughter's too shy to be a mom. That, and she'd probably block a lot of people just because she'd just get a kick out of it. She'd be laughing. And I'd be
Right.
like, nobody's in here. And she'd be like, I blocked everybody.
You know, when I first started YouTube, I blocked my whole chat. Like, it was awful.
Yeah, we have joint custody. Yeah, well, let's just put it this way. He doesn't know we have joint. He doesn't know. He has no clue that you guys are. It was a one-sided divorce. Let's just put it that way. Mm. Yeah, don't chew on a straw and get it stuck in your teeth.
And yet, Sway is the cool parent. Cool, fun parent.
That's right. I'm the cool one.
Oops. I was paying attention, but I'm putting my hours in. I always put someone else's hours in my calendar. Because I'm like reading the chat and doing the same. I can't multitask at midnight.
For some reason, my computer says that I'm on mountain time. And so when I go to set the time for the lives, it's an hour behind. And so I have to, and I don't know how to switch it on my computer.
Oh, that's weird. Do you have the right location in?
Well, I thought I did.
Maybe you gotta switch.
But I don't know how to go in and change it. But see, when I was over there on the other channel, I'd go and set the lives and stuff, and it was set the right time. It was Central Standard Time, but somehow, like, it would be set, like, I'd go in there and set it for 7:30 Central Standard Time, and it was fine on the computer. But then I'd go in to get ready to go on the live, and it was set for like 4:37 or some stupid number like that.
Oh, geez.
So I don't know how it was getting changed. I don't know. Green curry. I don't think I've ever had curry. Well,
that's weird.
I'm sure I will see you guys before Wednesday. I'll be bored. I really like that chicken tikka masala. That was good.
What is it?
Chicken tikka masala. It's an Indian dish.
Yeah, I have no clue what it is.
When I was a kid, we used to go to the Chinese restaurant to eat, and my mom and dad get so mad because I would order American food, like hamburgers, instead of Chinese. And now I can't get enough of Chinese food. Yes, Brittany, I'm pretty sure you guys will see me before Wednesday. All right, guys.
All right, Jay.
Max, are you still here? There we are.
Anyone
Right on cue.
Paki food?
Is that Pakistani? I don't know. Paki.
Is it Pakistani anywhere?
I think so. Oh my god, I have to Oh, I'll save it for the next time. Remind me about the good doctor, Syed.
Good doctor, what?
The doctor, his name's Syed. Boy, do I have a story to tell you guys about him. He's from Pakistan.
Oh,
At Baboos? Nope.
could be scary.
Huh?
Is it a scary story or a good story?
No, it's one of those weird, how the hell that happened type stories again.
Oh, jeez.
Nope, I never did meet a Max. Nope, but it's like I know him. Like I knew, like I can't even. Let's just put it this way. I'll leave you guys on a cliffhanger. He used to come to me in my dreams, but he's a real actual person. Okay, there. Now everybody's freaked out.
Oh, thanks. That's awesome. Meaning, no, I'm just kidding.
No, like I can't even really explain it. Seinfeld episode, yep. I was wondering if that's what you were talking about. Was that the soup Nazi guy?
Oh, God, Soup Nazi. I remember that. No, I never watched Seinfeld.
Why, Max? Why can't I leave yet?
Because he didn't tell us his year yet.
Oh. Oh, Brittany. There's so many weird stuff like this. More stories. All right, you guys want to hear one more?
Oh, jeez.
You want to hear about Syed Iftikhar? So, 2 more. Holy moly. Well, okay. So, back in, I think it was, well, it had to have been 2008, I believe it was. This way, then Doxy. I think it was about 2008. Anyway, I was doing genealogy on my dad's birth mother side. The one from she's from Faribault, Minnesota. Anywho, so I was looking some stuff up on there on my dad's side, and I come across some information that I was needing from somebody that had submitted some information. Her name was Stanette. And so I called and got a hold of Stanette. And Stanette turned out to be my cousin on a line from my dad's side. So we were like, I don't remember, six cousins or some crap. Anyway, she's the same age as my dad. So she was born in 47. And so she's older than me, but we got along really well. She was a Virgo, by the way. But anyway, she was from Michigan. She originally grew up in Michigan. And she was telling me all these stories about how she worked at this hospital. She was a nurse. And that she worked with this Pakistani doctor. His name was Syed Iftikhar. Salahudi. Anyway, of course, I never saw any pictures of him or anything like that. And when she knew him, it was back in the late 70s, early 80s. And he was married at the time. And his wife was a doctor also at that same hospital that my cousin Stonette worked at. And anyway, so Syed had this big crush on my cousin. And he would, like, she'd scrub in for surgeries and stuff. And he would always try to get into the operating room first to be in there with her. And so he had a real heavy Pakistani accent. And she said that it was sometimes hard to understand what he was saying because he would talk so fast, because he would try to talk to her before all the other nurses and stuff would get in there. Well, anyway, so my cousin was telling me all this stuff, and she said that she was married too at the time, and she had 2 kids, but her marriage was really bad. And he was married to his wife, but he didn't want to be married to her. Well, anyway, my cousin said that he would follow her around this hospital everywhere, and he'd leave notes at the desks and stuff like this for her. Well, then her husband got a job somewhere else, and so they had to move, and she moved down to Florida at that time. And so she said that she was telling Syed that she was leaving to go to Florida, and he started crying, like really hysterically crying in the hospital of all places. And so then when she left and went down to Florida, she said she never, kept in touch or anything with him. And so that was like, I don't know, early 80s that she went down to Florida. Well, I was talking with my cousin, so it had been 2008. So in 2009, she had a really bad car accident. And I called to talk to her and found out she was in this really bad car accident. And she was telling me about how when she got hit, or right before she got hit, she saw this car driving right, even with her. She was driving her car, and then there was another car that was driving right even with her on the left side. And she said that she just happened to look, and she said she could swear up and down that Syed was in that car in the back seat right next to her, and that he kind of noticed her and she noticed him. And she said that they went to swerve, or she went off on the ramp, off the exit ramp, and he went on past. And she said that she got off the exit ramp and went to get on a side street, and she got smacked by a 17-year-old head on, a girl that was on her cell phone. And the airbags went off, and Stonette said that all she remembered was that somebody came to the car and was asking her a bunch of questions. And she said that it was Syed, that she could hear his voice. It was Syed, and he was asking her, like, or saying stuff like, I didn't ever think I'd see you again, blah, 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 blah. And she said that because of the accident, she couldn't see for a little while because she had hit her head and everything. And so she swore up and down Syed was there and that he was talking to her, and he stayed there until the ambulance got there, and blah, 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 blah. Mind you, I'd never seen pictures of Syed, nothing. And so she said he went with her in the ambulance, and Syed was a doctor, and he went with her in the ambulance to this hospital down in Bradenton, Florida. And that when she kind of passed out, and she had internal bleeding and broken ribs, and she was really bad shape. And when she came back to, she was asking the nurse where Syed and stuff was, and they were like, well, the guy that came with you, and they described him, and it sounded just like Syed. Anyway, she said that he left a note for her. Well, when the nurse went to go get the note wasn't there. But that nurse saw Syed there because she said he had a heavy Pakistani accent. Really weird. So anyway, so she went home back to Bradenton and was recovering and stuff. And I started having, like, I swear I was dreaming, but I could hear this heavy Pakistani accent, this guy talking to me. And he was telling me stuff that only Stinette and him would know from way back then. And so I was telling her, I was like, hey, one of it was that he had left this trinket box when he was working with her. He had followed, kind of creepy, but he followed her home to where she lived. And I guess he left this little trinket box that she didn't know where it came from all those years. She said that she remembers that the trinket box showed up on her front porch. And she always thought it was from the kids. One of the kids had found it or something and just brought it home. Well, Syed told me, and she never mentioned the trinket box or anything to me. And Syed had told me that to ask Danette about that trinket box. And so I was sitting there telling her, I was like, you're not going to believe this, but some Pakistani in my head, whatever, was asking me to ask you about this trinket box. And she was like flabbergasted. She was floored. She couldn't understand how I would know something like that. Anyway, stuff like that went on for like a whole year where he would come to me and tell me things. And then we found out, you guys, that when she had that accident, Syed was in Pakistan working at a university. He wasn't even in Florida at the time she had her accident. So we have no clue who was at the hospital with her. We have no clue how, like, oh my God, it was so weird. Okay, now you guys are all thinking I'm nuts. But stuff like that happens to me a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Next time I'll tell you guys about the neighbor, my mom's neighbor, and how he came to me in a dream. Yeah, but that's so weird though, because like I didn't even know who this guy was. Nothing. And he wasn't even dead. So how is that, like, it wasn't like he had passed on or anything either. So like it's so weird. To this day, it's like, who could have been there with her in that hospital? Max is like, that's it. She is too weird. Max. I know. It's a crazy one. Hard to believe, but it really did happen. And I would bring my cousin on to tell y'all, but she passed away 2 years ago. That's right. He did. He asked for it. He asked for the story. All right. Now can we go, Max?
I think that you can go at any time because you're alive.
I know, but I'm just being cured. Oh, shit, I can't even talk. I'm tired. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I should tell you guys about her. Never mind. I'll keep going if I don't stop. Well, I will probably see you guys before Wednesday, so just look for the notice. But I appreciate everybody coming in and spending time with me and PJ and Doxy.
Yeah. See you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go to sleep. I think maybe.
Yeah. PJ will be posting in about 5 minutes over on her channel.
Probably. As Sparky says that I never sleep.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time sleeping lately too.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone.